I can't be wearing a headset.
No?
Oh, you're going to wear your hat.
It
looks weird. Well, it looks weird. There's only one headset? Are we live?
Are we live?
We're fucking live, man. What's going on, brother?
Chilling.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Filling up tanks, Budweiser.
Cheers. We got it.
We cannot have a podcast with Cowboy
without America
Budweiser.
here.
America.
Thank you.
Salud.
Starting off a good one.
So, tell me about the tanks. You sent me a picture today.
I had a little time to kill, didn't I?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm going diving to Catalina.
Holy shit.
Home of the sharks, baby.
Home of the Makos, right?
The Mako, yeah.
I was watching a TV show the other day where people were fishing for them out there.
So we got filled up a couple doubles. My buddy Rob from Always Sunny in Philadelphia taking me this weekend camping. So they're going diving, but they all dive singles. So I like to go deeper, longer.
What singles? What does that mean?
Like a single tank, aluminum 80.
Oh, single tank.
Single tank, yeah. So me and my girl are diving doubles, which everyone says doubles means double trouble, but whatever. So
what does that mean? Like, how deep can you go with a double?
Oh, you can go as deep until you run out of air, but we'll probably go in the 200 range, 220 to
200 feet down.
200 feet down.
And
boom.
That's one of those weird ones where when you come up, you got to come up slow, right?
Yeah, sure.
Where you get the bends.
Absolutely. You get the bends, yeah. It's decompressing, you know. The process to diving, and I've been diving seriously, like a lot of wreck diving and a lot of like tech, you should say, diving over the last 2 years, man. I ran into some guys in Las Vegas, buddy Trav, and he kind of schooled me on their way of diving, and I love it, man. And the reason I go to Las Vegas and dive Lake Mead all the time is because I dive with guys. They dive 200, 300 feet every day, every week, you know. So getting around the people that dive it regularly and know their shit, you know, is to teach me the way, you know. So thanks, Trav. I appreciate you showing me the light, brother.
Now, when you come up, like from how do you know, like when you're going down 200 feet?
It's all an algorithm. It's all in your dive computers, and so you plan, then you recheck, and Lindsay, she does the same thing. We check each other's work and make sure it's all our gases are mapped out for how long. Like, let's just say we're gonna go 150 feet for. There's a cool ship down there we're gonna check out. We want to be there for 35 minutes, right? So I put the algorithm in these apps in our computer, or we write it all out, and it'll tell us exactly how long of a bottom time we can have, the stops that we have to make, and the gases that we have to switch to decompress the amount of nitrogen in our blood. And make our way to the surface.
What's the science behind it? Like, why does nitrogen get in your blood?
Like, so from Earth's surface to the atmosphere is one atmosphere, right? Every 33 feet is another atmosphere. So every time we go down 33 feet, we add another atmosphere with that much more pressure. So right now you're breathing 21% oxygen, 78%, a little bit of like argon, other shit in the natural air, right?
A lot of nitrogen too.
Yeah, so 78% of the air you're breathing right now is nitrogen.
Right.
21% is oxygen. Most people don't know that. They think that you're just breathing oxygen. No, you're only breathing 21% oxygen. So, but you off-gas it through your tissues because there's no pressure on you. Right? So like right now you're taking a breath and then you breathe out and the nitrogen just off-gases. Well, as soon as we start going under the water, the amount of pressure holds that into our system. Like we can't off-gas it, so it turns into a liquid and goes into our blood. Which is what the bends is where the guys would be working and then they just come up because they didn't know. No one knew until you know, right? I mean,
right.
we didn't know there wasn't a moon god until all of a sudden we know now.
Okay.
No, I mean, like
I know what you're saying.
Greek mythology, right? So, so you would force the liquid back into a gas by coming up fast. So which goes into your joints and causes the bends because it makes you bend over and hurt your back. So that's what they call it, the bend, because the guys be like, oh, fuck, I'm fucked up, right? I got so that's where the term bends
comes from. That shit can kill you, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, you can aneurysm in your brain, blood clot, you know, all kinds of crazy, kill you instantly.
Whoa.
So 150 feet, all of a sudden 25 minutes is up. Now we're going to start our ascent. And our computer says, all right, at 70 feet, we got to do a minute. At 60 feet, we got 2 minutes. We're going to switch gases. Now we're going to switch to 50% oxygen, right? So increase the amount of oxygen to which decreases the amount of nitrogen that we're breathing. So we're going to speed the off-gassing process because we're coming up. So the pressure's coming off as our body's able to off-gas it. So you just have to do like stages, and it's all through algorithm and the Navy dive system. Been through years, hundreds of millions of dives, you know, figuring out the timetables of the correct amount of time you have to be at each depth to off-gas the amount of nitrogen in our bodies built up. And then when you go deeper than that, you start adding in a trimix. We add helium in.
Helium.
Helium, yeah. So we had helium into the mix, and yeah, man, it's so fun. But the fear of, you know, could I die? Yeah, hell yeah. That's why I love it. Fucking crazy. Fucking love it. And we were talking earlier about sharks. I swim after the sharks. Like, I want to get them on the GoPro. They're like swimming away from me. Sharks don't just eat divers. Like, they don't just swim along a fucking great white come attack you. They're like scared of you, man. You're like a big black breathing out fucking bubbles and shiny, you know? So they want nothing to do with you, and I'm always trying to chase them down.
So most of the shark attacks are like surface, right? Because they think it's a seal.
Yeah, seal up top. Yeah, you're not under. And where would you rather? We were just watching before you got here some footage of the shark attacks on YouTube, and where would you rather be? I'd rather fight the fucking shark under the water.
Yeah, I'd rather be under.
Under instead of on top. Like if.
Is this the video I posted yesterday?
Yeah, the shark gnawing on the cage.
Fuck this.
Right?
Fuck everything about this. This is insane. This great white shark is trying to get these people. He's biting this cage, trying to get what's inside.
So what do? You just grab his dorsal fin and go for a ride, baby. He can't bite you behind him.
Ride his back. Mata Liao. Have you seen a great white underwater?
I never have. No, I haven't been down, you know, in the waters where they're at, you know, Australia and stuff like that. So no, I've never seen a great white. I've seen plenty of hammerheads and, you know, mako, but never like a giant great white.
Hammerheads are so bizarre. They look like an avatar creature. They don't even look real. Like,
I feel
why
like
are their eyeballs way out there
I've been with
that?
a couple hammerhead women. You know, like what are them titties doing, honey? Get them, pick them up, pick them up.
That's when a girl with an A cup tries to go straight D right away.
Yeah.
It can't be done.
And they lay next to her on the bed.
It's
like,
defying science. You got an Evil Knievel canyon in between your titties.
That's it. So I love diving. You know, I got a great dive partner, my girl Lindsay, and that's the biggest thing, having the companionship and trust of someone with your life, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
carrying all the tanks. Like, she'll be diving, she'll have a pair of doubles on her back and 2 tanks under each one of her arms. So you have 4 tanks under the water.
I heard
200 feet.
spearfishing is the shit.
I love it. Yeah.
You
Why
do
not?
that?
Yeah, sure. Only if I'm gonna eat it. I don't just kill to kill, but yeah.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like a hunting but fishing.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than you think. You know,
they don't know what the fuck's going on.
They have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, they don't know about
what
spears.
you are. You're like, what the fuck? Oh, fucking got him. So, you know,
Now, is it attached to a rope?
It's attached to like a fishing line. You can shoot it. It depends if you're using a gun or they have like slings that go on your arm and you can shoot them like a little.
Like Spider-Man?
Yeah, not so much. Just a little, like a slingshot type thing you just put on your wrist and let go of it. It'll, hit the wall over there. But yeah, the spear guns will go far, and they have like a little reel you can reel it in on.
Like how far? 50 feet?
Yeah, 100
Something
feet.
Like that?
Yeah,
wow.
sure. Yeah.
And they slow down considerably, though,
of
right?
Course,
After the
absolutely.
first few feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll be right
man.
on it. And your depth perception is so different underwater, so it's kind of, you got to aim above them. It's weird, like a...
Right.
Yeah.
The refraction.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the same when you're shooting down.
Yeah,
when
like
they
bow hunting.
they bow
exactly.
fish in the water. You got to like aim 6 inches under where you think it's going to be.
Exactly.
Bizarre. Now, when you're diving, like, how long have you been doing this? First of all,
Well, I got certified in high school.
High school.
Yeah.
Damn. So you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, but that was just like going 30, 40 feet, recreational diving, go and see some stupid, I shouldn't say stupid, but like that's like the recreation thing to do is go see a reef. But I think one reef looks like every reef.
Right.
I don't know. So I kind of got over that. Like I said, I met with these guys and doing the shit that only 5% of the world do. Like my goal is to go 500 feet. So I've been just shy of 300. Oof. And there's just a lot of planning and crazy shit that goes involved. I mean, you're dead pretty much. Anything goes wrong. But
how long does it take you to get up from 300?
From 300, it's about a 50-minute deco time back up to the surface. So
50.
Yeah, so it's about a 3-hour dive completely.
Holy shit! Now, if something
finish.
goes wrong, like if your cord gets cut when you're down there, and
there's no cord, but
well, if you're bleeding oxygen,
right, you shut one off and go to your. So you always carry enough. No one's ever died because you have too much gas, right? So you carry it with you,
right?
So a lot of the mixtures we bring with us, like my back gas, will just be regular, either tri-mix gas or regular air, and then I'll have a 36% oxygen, which is to about 100 feet. So if anything were to go wrong on my back gas, I could haul ass to 100 feet and then start my deco, and really, there's like protocol and all kinds of different. Plus, I'm diving with a buddy, which would be you, and you have all the gas on you too. So you would be, arm's length away from me. Some shit went down.
So I could give you my gas? Oh, wow.
Give you regulator and take. You have one that hangs on your neck and one that you're using, right? So you'd give me yours and put yours in, and we'd figure it out.
Oh, okay.
But if you were nowhere to be found, like if I was off screwing off and doing something I shouldn't be, which I'm fucking 99% doing, then I got to rely on myself.
Whoa. Now, but you can't talk.
Can't talk.
You have to say.
So me and Lindsay were in Florida diving the Spiegel Grove, which is a giant huge ship in the Key West. And
what kind of ship is it?
I don't know if the Spiegel Grove is an aircraft carrier or if that's the Vandy. I'm getting confused. But one's like a giant aircraft carrier and one's like a destroyer.
Oh wow!
Huge, 500 feet. Yeah, they're sunk.
Holy
they're natural reefs. So the government sunk them. Cut a bunch of holes in them for idiots like me to go swim through.
Oh, they sunk them on purpose.
Oh yeah. So they take all the fluids out of them. They sink them and they make them artificial reefs.
Wow! And so they do this because they decommission the ship.
Correct.
And they don't know what to do with them. So they say this is a good move.
Yes, let's let fish and wildlife hang out, and then they make money off guys like me, like, hey, let's go fucking explore this thing.
You have to pay to go there?
No, you just pay for the gas but the thriving boat captain that needs to feed his family charges you $180 to take you out with the GPS and tell you good luck.
Wow.
So me and Lindsay are out there. Well, of course, I'm seeing cool shit because I'm down in the engine room fucking doing whatever I want, and she gets tangled up and has like a freak out episode, and then I come back to like, what the fuck, you like gave her like, where you been? And she's like, motherfucker, like all mad at me, was all caught up in the thing. So I had to, when we got back up to the surface, I got my ass tore up. But I was like, well, you made it, you're good. Like all the practice we did.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. Shit. Yeah. So,
have you ever gone like on treasure hunting dives?
No, I mean, so first of all, I need to live near the ocean, which I don't, and second, I need to know someone who has a boat. And you hear stories like all these boat captains know of all the good fishing, because wherever the good fishing is, usually there's a structure down there, right? So that's how you like run. You find like an old boat captain and know like a structure that's not on anyone else's GPS, then maybe you could dive down there and check it out. But you need, usually those are 250, 300 feet, so you need some guys that you trust that fucking go deep with you.
Yeah.
So, but no, I haven't. I would love to. That'd be something that I would fucking love to do.
I was watching this show. I don't remember what ocean they were pulling the wreck from, but these guys were professional treasure hunters, and they found some insane amount of gold, like some Roman ship that sank.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, and they were trying to figure out who gets the gold and who claims it.
Yeah, me. That's who it'd be. It'd be fucking go time.
But you have to be like really careful about like giving out the location, because then other treasure hunters who find it. Like, there's a big business in that shit.
Well, so like, let's just say me and you go treasure hunting, and the captain takes the spot. We find it. We jump down. All of a sudden, we find all this gold and this treasure.
Right.
We only have enough gas for who knows 20 minutes down there. Right. So we got to come back up. We couldn't even bring the fucking gold this trip if we wanted to.
Right.
So now we're back in the boat. You know, I know, the boat captain knows who else is with us. So now we got to figure out, who do we tell?
Right.
And do we tell this boat captain, oh, you're coming with us for the next, till we figure this shit out, because I'm not going to let you go tell whoever you, so.
Yeah, man, that gets really, really tricky. You have to kill the captain.
You would have to. You'd have to.
Well, do you know how to use a GPS?
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
how to,
I think
mark
nowadays you just press the button, right? But drop a pin, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to drop a pin, and then you have to kill that guy and drop him where the pin is. Or don't kill him. You got to cut him in. He's got to get a third.
Something. You gotta, yeah. Or
it depends on
a third.
Yeah, how much money
But then
you're
is it fair
about.
that he gets a third for, oh, you're talking probably millions of dollars.
Yeah, but if you don't give him a third, he's going to fuck you.
He's going to rat. He's going to fuck you.
Yeah, you have to give him a third, because you got to think, if he didn't take you there, you'd have never got it, and it's a shitload of money. It's free. And
so if he says half, then what do you do?
Fuck you. Then you kick his ass. Like, you don't let him get half. You got to be generous, but if he tries to fuck you on your generosity, that's when you kill him.
Oh, man.
How many people have probably been killed over shipwrecks and
treasure? Pirate shit? Yeah, that goes back.
A lot.
Yeah.
You think about those shitty-ass wooden boats, how many of those fucking things must have crashed? Plus those greedy bitches, they loaded them up with gold, tried to make it across the ocean.
Yeah. Plus, if I was a pirate, I'd be knowing when you're loading yours up, and I'd just go fucking take yours over and take all. So now I got all my shit plus all your shit.
Right.
Plus we found another one on the way, so now I'm tripled up. Big, heavy boat.
Well, this documentary that I was watching, this guy who was doing it, it was a professional treasure hunter. That's what he does. And, you know, he has to get investors involved because it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to make millions of dollars treasure hunting, and then you got to be able to find them. A lot of them apparently around Florida.
Sure. Well, that's so like Key West. There's so many like wrecked ships because that was like the port. You know, that was the. So yeah, I could only. I mean, I went to. They have like a wrecked ship museum, and I went there and talked to all the guys in there, and they were saying that, man, there's thousands and thousands of boats that are all because that's the port where they would do all the trading. Thousands.
Wow, it's a whole other fucking world down there, man. It really
Just
is.
like the Little Mermaid, it's a whole new world.
But a whole new world. Look, I have kids, man. I've heard that fucking song.
Oh yeah, we all have.
We were just at the Seattle Aquarium, and I was looking at these octopuses. They had this octopus exhibit, and they were doing this thing on octopuses where this lady was explaining they have 3 hearts, and
it's insane. And
the
to see
brains
them
around their
move
neck and
underwater is fucking like, yeah. If you're a scuba diver and you haven't done a night dive, because it's a whole nother world at night. Like the what are the when you move luminescence is crazy. Yeah, you can move underwater and everything glows, and the octopus, how fast they change colors and move.
So when you move underwater, you glow?
Oh yeah. If you shut all your lights off and you just like move your arms and draw, like you could write Joe, and you just spell out in the. So cool.
Why is that? Why can you see it? What is it?
I think the shrimp.
Phytoplankton. I've seen
Yeah,
this
the
in
planktons.
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Here you go. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, that's insane.
So cool. I mean, that might be a little bit digitally fixed, but it's fucking cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what area of the world is this stuff in?
Well, we do it in Cozumel whenever I go down to Mexico, so I'm sure it's...
Yeah, they have it in Puerto Rico. That's where I've seen it. And like
unbelievable. So you go down there, shut your lights off, and you can just play in the water and kick up and make... They just glow. It's write your name. Yeah.
That's like space shit.
It is space shit. And then you have these crazy octopuses that can change colors. I don't even know how many different colors they can change, but you just see them fucking crawling all across the ground. It's insane. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so bizarre. And these thousands of ships that they, like, one day they're going to figure out technology to go and find those things. They're going to be able to locate all of them. But right now,
well, they're
what
wooden,
percentage?
so they're wooden, so they're rotting away. So probably, I mean, there's not much left of them, right? So I mean, the metal ships are the only thing. I've done one wooden, and it was shit. It was like all falling apart, you know?
Yeah, they don't find much, but what's left is like the pottery and the gold and the coins and things along those lines. They find some certain metal things, but like swords rot away.
Or not to mention dead bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're finding a ship that no one's ever seen, there's probably...
Cook.
Right?
Yeah, you find some fucking dead body type shit, some haunted shit.
Yeah, talk about putting your heartbeat through the roof, opening a hatch and just seeing a skeleton head fall in your lap.
Did you ever see that boat that they found that was adrift, and there was a dude who had turned into, essentially he had turned into a mummy. He had been mummified by the sea air and dried out, slumped over the table. Like he had a table in the galley, and he slumped over the table and he's dead. There he is. That's how they found that dude.
Well, because I feel like that's the same movement anyone's gonna do when you're on your last leg. When you're in a boat. That's like I'm fucking sick, and that's the move you're gonna do.
It says mummy found on boat missing since 2009. Fuck.
And there he is, one leg out, one leg out, posted.
He's like, I guess this is
This is it. Damn.
Yeah. I wonder if another person would have made it. I wonder if he was a pussy. I wonder if he gave out. I mean, you know, he got tired of fishing. I can't do it.
Well, it's probably it's the fresh water that would get you.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you could eat, catch
true.
fish. You know, it'd be the water that would get you.
Yeah.
So how long can you?
How long can you drink your piss?
I personally know I could go a week without water from my cuts of 155. So I know I could do a week.
Yeah.
And that'd be after that. I'm on my deathbed.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about that. Don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore,
let's jump
man.
to that.
I know you keep talking about like fighting Eddie Alvarez because you already beat him and now he's the champ. But god damn, you're looking good at 170.
Yeah. So you're saying I didn't look good at 55?
You looked sensational at 55.
I went 9 for
but
10
at 170,
and
you're
my
a
last
fucking
run.
world beater, man. It's not just that you look good. It's just the way you look. It's like you hit a whole new level. And I always wonder, like, is it because obviously you keep training, obviously you keep getting better, obviously you work hard. All those things, learning from experience, all those things are a factor. But on top of that, there's also the factor of you not having to cut that fucking weight, man.
So this last fight
against Rick Story.
Well,
it looked like you were in the fucking Matrix. That was some Anderson Silva shit.
I ate 5 guys 3 nights that we were in Vegas.
Five Guys burgers?
Hamburgers.
Good man.
Doubles.
I'm a
with
big
bacon.
fan of those. Did you
So am I.
get jalapenos on those?
Of course, yeah. You get the jalapeno. You get the seasoned fries.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, so
yeah. See, you're all healthy.
My trainers are happy. Yeah, I mean, I think I had 6 pounds to cut. It was an easy, no brainer. Yeah.
Well, when I saw you before the fight, before that, you were a 176 when you were at the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Look how good you look at this weight.
I feel good. That's for damn sure.
But isn't that a factor? I mean, look how fast you are. Like the Cote fight, dude. You were on fire. You're on fire at that weight.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the thought process? Like you can do 155, right? You can do it. You have.
I wish it was
it.
like 60 or 65. If it
Right.
was 65 weight class, that'd be Cowboys weight class. But it's just that last 5 pounds is death for me. It's fucking brutal. You know, from 60 to 55, I just feel like I got nothing left, man. I don't know if that carries over. Like I want to ask. You see, Pettis looked a little tired, didn't he, in his last fight? I don't know if the 45 cut. If that has something to do with that.
Oh, for sure.
If it takes a little bit
of
your gas tank a little bit.
100%. 100%. It has to. It has to.
Right? Yeah, I feel great out there.
That's what I'm saying.
I fucking love fighting, man. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world to do. Like, in the whole world. Like, I wish a motherfucker when I leave here pulls up in the parking lot and tries to get some shit. Like, that to me is like, you know? And this is what is the craziest thing to me. People tell me, like, I post pictures of me flipping people off, right? So they're like, Cowboy, you're a fucking role model. How dare you? Like, no, I'm not. I'm a bar junkie that fights all the time, and you guys, it's now on TV, and you think it's cool, so I'm your favorite fighter, you know? But had you not be in the UFC, I'd be the asshole trying to take your girlfriend and fight you at the bar, just so you know. You know, that's who I would be.
Just so you know. Just so you know.
But
you say that, but you're a very nice guy. I've seen you out there in public, and part of it is because you're dealing with people that are fans, and they come up to you, they're nice.
I'm just saying, I love fighting, man. It's like,
well, you love it also because you're really good at it. I mean, if you kept getting your ass kicked, you'd be like, man, I gotta find some other shit to do in my life.
Like when I was in high school and like figuring out who I was, I got my ass kicked a lot because I was that guy. Like it didn't ever take much for me to jump, you know, and I'd strike, and then I'd get my fucking ass mopped by 3 dudes, 2 dudes, 1 didn't matter. I'd just get beat up.
And that's what got you into MMA?
No, I started off kickboxing.
Right.
My buddy of mine just told me, you think you're tough, come try this kickboxing shit. And I went down and fell in love with it. And 2 weeks later.
Where'd you train? Where's the first place you trained?
Commerce City Rec Center in Commerce City, Denver. It's like it was this rec center that offered Taekwondo Tuesdays and Thursday nights. And I'd go in there and we'd spar. And sparring is all I did. Like, that's what I used to do. I thought that was getting ready for a fight would just be fucking throwing down. Now I don't spar at all, and all I do is drill, because drilling is the most important thing you do, right? But that's all I do is spar.
So you don't spar at all now? That's really interesting.
No, I tell my training partners and everyone that try to get me to spar, but now they're okay with me just drilling. But I feel like the little guy at the Walmart check-in clicking. Every time you take a hit to your head, he pushes the button. How many people go in Walmart before it's full? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. How many more do I got?
I think that's a very good point.
Fucking brawls do me and Leonard Garcia have in the training room? I don't know.
Right.
So, like, I'll get in there and move around with Andre and move around with all the heavyweights, but like light MMA sparring, you know, with heavy takedowns and grappling, real light striking, you know. But the days of putting the big gloves on and throwing down, hell no. I just did it with Joe Schilling the other day, so I can't really say hell no. But him and I had a good tempo, and it wasn't anything crazy, you know.
I watched videos of you guys sparring. It seemed very controlled.
Very controlled. So that if I'm sparring with someone that's very controlled and doesn't try and kill me, cool. But man, going in with some of those guys that are trying to make a name at the gym, just want to crank you, then I got to fuck them up. You know what I mean? Now we're fighting. And,
yeah. That's a funny contradiction. It's like, I love to fight, but I don't want to spar.
Yeah, I love to fight, but I don't want to get hit anymore. Is there any way we could do that?
These beers say America on them.
They say America. That's what I said. That's the new thing.
Is this the new thing that Budweiser does?
Yeah.
America. That's interesting. How do you not buy those if you see those at the store?
I don't know, and I don't know how people move.
What if Coors comes along and goes, America, fuck yeah?
We don't even talk about Coors. We talk about ice cold, refreshing Budweisers. That's what we do.
Oh, that's it?
That's what we talk about.
because they're your sponsor?
Yeah.
That's
like on it. We don't talk about Muscle Farm products. We just talk about, we take on it.
We can talk about Muscle Farm products. I don't give a fuck. I'm the least competitive guy ever.
I hear it. I hear it.
I'm a supporter.
So yeah, I love fighting, man. I mean, to
I
my
like
soul.
the fact that you don't spar. I think that's very wise. Now, when you're doing drills, like explain to me how you're doing them. Like,
Okay.
are you setting everything up from a striking standpoint, where like you're working combinations and then counters to those combinations and then possibilities of all the different things that could happen?
Yes, I'm working with Brandon Gibson now. You know, he's a fucking great tactician, man.
Big fan of that guy.
Yeah, he breaks the break. So I don't ever watch tape, and people think that's so crazy, but I don't. I just don't. But they do. So my coaches do. So he'll come and he'll be like, we're working this because I think this is what Story's going to do. You know, we knew he's going to come with big overhands and the knees of the body were going to be there. So everything we drill is, you know, when he does this, it's just make it reactionary, you know? And I feel like that's all good and great, but the good thing is I know how to fucking fight, like, deep down in my soul. So if all that doesn't work, I can just fucking bite down and give her.
Yeah, well, you know, Jeremy Stevens had a very similar sentiment. He said, I already know how to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, it's all about just getting prepared, working on my cardio, working on my fitness, working on my drills and my techniques.
Yeah. And I'm 1,000%. I mean, I don't ever take days off. Like today, of course, taking off and drinking beer with you. But, I mean, for the most part, I train probably 5 days a week. And a lot of people think that all I do is fuck off. Like, he just drinks beer and parties. And no, I just don't post pictures of me training because I fucking hate that. I see everyone else's photos, like them in the gym, them 6 posts a day of them working. Like, no one gives a fuck. You swim, you strength conditioning, you like whatever. So I just do cool shit and throw that on Instagram, you know? But I train all the time. Like, it's like my job, you know? So people always think I'm out there fucking off. But, I mean, I take this very serious and I train hard. And
there's no way you could be as good as you are without.
Yeah, I mean, I have a gym in my backyard. So some days I'll go play at the lake all day, but we come home and then we train. And my coach is like, fuck, now it's 2 a.m. and we have to train. So,
right.
I mean, it's just, but I love it. Like
when did you make the decision to stop sparring?
Probably 4 fights ago.
4 fights ago?
Yeah.
After which fight?
After I got my ass whipped by Alvarez, or by
Dos Anjos?
Dos Anjos. Yeah, I didn't spar that camp much at all. But, yeah, I don't know. I talked to Aubrey, and that's how I got hooked up with On It, man. I started thinking something was fucked up with my brain. So I start brushing my teeth one morning, and I fall over and I hit the wall. Like, I literally fell over and, like, hit my shoulder on my wall, and I was like, what the fuck? And I closed one eye, and I fell over and hit the other wall, and I was like, oh, man, something's wrong. You know, like, something's seriously wrong with my brain. And I started freaking out. So I go get a CAT scan, I go get an MRI, and I'm convinced that I'm concussed and that I've taken too many shots, and it's because let me back the story up a little bit. Why I think this is because my buddy Scott Parker, he's the enforcer for the Colorado Avalanches. He can no longer he has like a problem with his brainstem. He's took too many punches. Doctor said if he takes one more, it's going to kill him, right? So I'm like talking to him about this, and now he's like got it in my mind that I have the same thing. Like, I'm thinking, like, I fall over, like literally fall over, hit the wall. I'm like, oh fuck, something's really fucked up with me. Anyways, I go get all these tests, go see a ear, nose, and throat doctor, and it turns out my septum's so deviated that I have like a sinus infection, and that it can't drain because my septum's deviated. So I have like this serious infection in my left cheek. And I had to get this. I had to get on medication to get it cleared up. But that's why it fucked my equilibrium up. I was like,
so it was getting in your ear?
Yeah, it like
they're all connected.
Yeah,
right?
the infection somehow through my. I have no idea. I know how to put this. I got to put this. I still have to do it every day. I got to put this thing in my nose and like blows like a nasal spray in my nose.
You get your shit fixed.
God, I need to.
I got mine.
But then I had to stop fighting for a little while.
Nah, not that long. Not that long, man. I'm telling you.
It turns out I'm not mentally retarded. I have a infection that I got cleared up, which is what I contacted you and I told Aubrey about, and the CMT oils and the MCT oils and the Alpha Brain, and started trying to, because this is the point where I thought I was fucking freaking out, right?
Well, you start taking care of your health and supplementing.
And now I feel fucking great, man.
Yeah, there's a big difference between supplementing and not supplementing.
And I've never taken anything. I just never. Everyone always. I was literally Budweiser and Fruit Roll-Ups, you know. And
I know we talked about it.
And now I fucking take these On It packs day and night, sometimes 2 a day. I feel fucking. You know what I feel like? A fucking caged gorilla that's 15-year-old, and I don't know if it has testosterone in it or not, but I feel like my poor girl is just ravaged now. Like, I feel like an uncaged beast, man.
I'm sure she's happy.
Yeah, she's very happy. So, you know, and I don't know if it's because it just equaled out my body or or what, but man, I feel my recovery time's
what
great,
stuff
and
are
I'm
you
not here
taking?
just pumping on it. You know, I've never taken supplements, and I feel so fucking good. And I right when I walked out, I said, "Hey man, you got any Alpha Brain here? I can fucking pop." You know, and so
Are we out? Do we have some?
There's out. You're
God
out.
damn it.
Damn it. But
I must have some in my bag.
So yeah, it's unbelievable, man, how good I feel and how you don't know till you know, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the key, man. The key is a lot of people walk around and they don't take anything and they think they don't need anything. And they're like, I'm fine. Well, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you'll exist, but there's a big difference between having your body optimized and not being optimized. Healthy food, you got to get off the candy, son. Aubrey
You know
talks
what?
to me
I
about your
don't
candy
fucking
habit.
eat candy anymore. Ever since I've been taking these pills, it's like it filled a void. Literally, I don't crave like the sweets like I used to. It's unbelievable, man. I can honestly say I've ditched the candy. I'm like I'll eat a Snickers bar every now and then, but I don't take handfuls of Milk Duds and Skittles like I used to every day.
I bet a lot of that is
I used to
probiotics.
crash, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why I'd eat the candy to try and like
Come back up.
But
yeah. Definitely, I'm sure. Are you taking probiotics now? You're
Everything.
taking
The
total gut health.
Total gut
That's
health.
big because your gut health determines a lot of times what you crave. And one of the things that people find is when they get off sugar and they get off gluten, they get off like simple carbohydrates, breads and pastas
So
and
what
stuff
part
like
of that makes me crave the pussy? Is that the?
That's natural.
Oh, natural.
That's your body's going,
Now
I'm a
that-
cowboy.
now
I'm
that-
cowboy. I'm
now-
here to fuck.
now that I'm equaled out. Okay, I got
The
you.
same part that makes you want to fight makes you want to fuck.
Gotcha.
It's a part of the whole gorilla DNA.
All right.
Yeah. No. There's. Well, are you taking T plus? Do you
Yes.
take that optimizes your hormones? That's a big one. There's Alpha Brain, which one of the good things about Alpha Brain is mental fatigue. One of the things that helps you in your workouts is like. A lot of times, like physical fatigue is one factor, but mental fatigue is a factor too. Like when you step up, even if your body's tired, if your mind feels good,
Yeah.
you could force your body to go through the motions. You could force your body to do it because your mind still feels energetic. But when my mind feels shitty, like for me, the hardest workouts by far are when I'm hungover
Oh, yeah.
because my mind is tired. It's like it's not even like my body can't lift the weight. It's like my body's like, oh,
Fuck
okay, we'll
you.
do it.
Yeah.
But my mind is like, I can't muster it. So Alpha Brain post drinking is fantastic. It's one of the best things for hangovers because a lot of things that are going on, you're dehydrated. That's a big factor. But also like all your electrolytes are all fucked up and all your neurotransmitter levels are all fucked up. You could jack those back up with Alpha Brain and New Mood. New Mood's a big one too because it brings up your
Yes.
serotonin levels.
That's the one
5-HTP,
that comes in the night pack
L-tryptophan.
for sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I tell people, oh, you're trying to sell Alpha Brain. But listen to me, please don't buy it. Please don't buy it. Find out what the ingredients are. Go buy your own shit. Go buy it the best form you can buy. That's the most important thing. Buy the purest, best version of it you can find. Use all those things. Use choline. Use all these different ingredients that you're going to find in Alpha Brain and all the different ingredients you're going to find in New Mood. You're going to have results. But if you want to get it made for you in the best possible form, that's what we sell. That's what we're trying to do it on it. We're just trying to everything that I use, everything that Aubrey uses, everything that all the pro athletes use, guys like you use. We just find that what's the best shit.
Yeah.
What's the best shit?
I literally feel the best I've felt in my life, and I don't know if it has to do with solely taking on it or just reinventing myself, man. You know, you got to sometimes just fucking step back and reset and figure out what works for you, right?
That's big.
Real big. And it took a lady, Francesca Parker, Scott's wife, to set me down and fucking tell me, Cowboy, what's the bad in your life? We got to get that shit. We got to get the energy vampires off you, and you got to hone in and figure out what works for you again, man. And I did, and I feel fucking great, man.
Has Aubrey taken you into the room in his house for the launching into space?
No.
The psychedelic journey room?
No.
Are you ready for that?
I'm ready for that.
Are you ready for that?
I'm ready for that.
I'm ready for that too. I need to do it this year. I'm about a year off. I've done it. I did it about a year ago. I'm feeling like right about now I'm ready to get back in there. Let's do it together.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's hook up with Aubrey and we'll figure out a time. We got to go meet the overlords. I'm telling you, man. All the shit that you say is crazy. I believe it's crazy, but it ain't crazy like DMT is crazy.
All right.
DMT is some next level
so you're telling
crazy.
me, let's go do some drugs and hang out.
I'm telling you,
Are these? Is this USADA approved?
Yes,
Perfect.
it is.
All right.
Well, you can't test for it.
All right. So that
and it exists in your own brain. It's like testing you for saliva.
All right.
Literally, it's like testing you for blood. Oh,
I'm in.
Cowboy test positive for red platelets.
I'm in.
Yeah, we're gonna get in there.
I'm totally in. And
Woo! We're going deep.
so you feel like DMT or what is the tea that people take the where we get the shaman and you go and you drink?
Oh, ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. That's DMT too.
I mean, I feel like if we just ate a fucking handful of mushrooms, we could have the same psychedelic trip.
DMT is mushrooms times a million plus aliens.
Huh.
That's the way I describe it. I've done mushrooms, and mushrooms are awesome. You got to take a shitload of mushrooms, and you have an amazing trip. But there's something about DMT that just blows all the other ones out of the water. It's the most potent of all psychedelics.
Okay.
The most transcendent of all psychedelics.
See, I feel like you're a black belt in psychedelics. I'm my first day white belt. So
Doesn't matter, man. You can do it. Everybody could do it.
Well, I'm sure I could do
you go
it.
from a white belt to a black belt literally in your first class. You go, oh shit, and you come back. And by the way, you're never really a black belt. Even when you do it, I've done it. I don't know how many times now, but every time I do it, I'm like, oh fuck, here I go. I get nervous. I'm white knuckling. Before you take that first hit of the pipe, you go, oh, okay.
It just takes one.
Here we go. And 3 hits. 3 hits. Three hits is what I recommend. Big deep one.
Big deep one.
Blow it out. Going again.
I can't limp in. I can't just do one.
You don't want to get to the door. You don't want to get to the door. It's like, you play ding dong ditch, ring someone's doorbell and run away. You can't do that. You gotta open up the door and you gotta get in the house.
All right, I gotta go all in.
Yeah, it's amazing though.
Now, is it like does it make you shit yourself and throw up like like the tea?
The problem with the tea is that your body rejects.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone says you're purging the bad energy. That's why I said no. That's my argument too. Like, no, you're just throwing up and shitting yourself because you have to shit. You shouldn't have ate the Del Taco before you fucking took it.
Well, you definitely are supposed to alter your diet. You're definitely supposed to have an alkaline-based diet before you do it.
That should be a sense that you're going to fucking blow your backside out because they're like, you need to fast before you come into this. Yeah, that's not you purging out bad energy. That's you fucking purging out just the shit you ate.
Well, this is like hippy-dippy new age way of talking where people go, oh, it's the toxins. You're getting rid of the toxins. Like they do that in yoga all the time. When you're in this position releases toxins. It clears your body of all the emotions. No, you're stretching. Shut the fuck up.
I'm with you.
You're not purging, you're sweating. If you're sweating, your body's getting rid of some fluid. There's definitely a cleansing process involved in that. There's no fucking toxins. Like, come on. Stop with the toxins.
All right, so at least we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Let's just do drugs and have fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, ayahuasca is DMT, but what it is, it's an orally active version of DMT. I'll give you the quick breakdown.
Okay.
Your gut produces something called monoamine oxidase, and what it is it breaks down DMT. So if you eat like grass, like there's certain types of grasses and lettuce and a bunch of different plants, like thousands of different plants have DMT in them, but you don't trip when you eat them. The reason why is because your stomach produces something called monoamine oxidase. Well, these indigenous people in the Amazon, they figured out how to combine one plant, which has DMT in it, and then another plant, which has an MAO inhibitor.
Right.
So this MAO inhibitor inhibits your body's production of monoamine oxidase, and so the DMT naturally absorbs in your body. But you're eating these fucked up plants that taste like shit. They taste like a toad's dick.
Right.
And you're just throwing up and shitting yourself. It's supposed to be an incredible spiritual experience. I haven't done it. I've only done the way stronger version of it, which you smoke, which doesn't give you any throwing up, any diarrhea, and
which sounds way better.
It's way better. It's got to be. I think the other one's really amazing too. But the thing about the DMT thing, they call it the businessman's trip, because you're in and out in 15 minutes.
That's perfect.
But I go back in again.
How do you feel after?
Amazing.
So you're not hungover?
No. It's one of the most
you're good.
transient drugs ever exhibited or ever observed in the human body. Your body brings you back to baseline really quickly. So you're high as a fucking... You're in the center of the universe.
Yeah,
You're talking to geometric patterns that are made out of love and understanding, and know everything about everything you've ever done your whole life, and recognize your bullshit and dissolve your ego right in front of you, show you your life in like these hieroglyphs, and show you these insane images that are made out of like neon with no borders, and then 15 minutes later you're cowboy again. But you're renewed. It's like resetting your whole experience on this planet.
I'm in. You sold me.
It's gonna be
See
good
how good
for
you
you.
explain that? I wish I could explain my diving that good, because I was just like, oh, you fucking go in and breathe some other gas, and
I think you did a great job.
that was it.
I think you did a great job explaining it. But I think there's a bunch of factors going on. I think like with your life, like all the good things that are happening is, I think first of all, a decision to go to 170 is a very good one.
So here's
I get upset. I think the number one problem we have in fighting today, the number one problem is weight cutting.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you, man. And the whole time I was at 55, I'd always, you know how I like to fight, so I'd call, hey, a 170-pounder fell out. I'll take that fight.
Right.
You know what Joe and Dana would tell me?
What?
Cowboy, you're a 55. Those guys are fucking monsters.
I guess they were wrong, weren't they?
So now
called me. I would have told you to do it.
So now no offense, but you don't have the stamp that gave me the fight.
I know. I need to get a stamp.
So now I'm at 70, and I want to fight at 55, and they say, no, you're fucking so great at 70. You don't want to go down to 55. Like, God damn, will you guys make up your fucking mind what I can do?
You can't listen to those dudes. Only listen to me.
Okay.
I'll go through you. I'll be your manager from now on. I'm going to handle you. Contact me. I'll contact them. I'm speaking for Cowboy.
Bam, done.
But
hey, man, when I walked in, I seen you had a Wheeler album out front.
Wheeler Walker, that's my man.
So I was getting ready in the locker room with us, and I put kicking ass and eating pussy. And it starts off jamming, and we get there kind of a little bit earlier, and so we still had all the. I think I had 6 people in my locker room, and I have like a big ass speaker, like a big jukebox,
right?
And I just take over, like, everyone go with country. Okay, good. Our seniority wins. So I start playing, and then when I start warming up, that's what I throw on, and motherfucker, people were like, okay.
Well, how about it when it goes to sucking dick and kicking ass?
Oh man, right? So yeah, I noticed that when I walked in. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine.
Oh fuck,
I love that dude. He's hilarious. He's fucking hilarious. Have you ever seen the video for that song?
No.
The video for that song is hilarious because they did it at like this real country western thing, and the people in the audience had no idea he was going to be there, and they had no idea what he did, and so they played it for like these regular country music
let's
people.
Give the people.
Yeah, all right, man.
Now this
we
is.
could play it because Wheeler's a buddy of mine, man. I'm sure we could play his shit.
Can they hear this right here? No.
Yeah. Here's the video. Let's watch the video. Put your headphones on.
Do I stop this one?
Yeah. Go ahead, hit it.
Stop mine. You put yours on.
Friday night, I was off work.
Because he did an
My
acoustic
boss, man,
version of
he's
it.
Such a jerk.
Now this is me
So
warming
after
up, and
work,
everyone
I
like.
went to his house.
Everyone's kinda jamming,
Ate his wife's
and then
pussy and kicked his ass. Eating pussy and kicking ass.
Look at these people.
Eating pussy
Look at these
and
people
kicking
in the
ass.
audience. They have no idea.
This was the
Eating
same
pussy.
people in the training room with me. They're like,
Kicking
what
ass.
the fuck is Cowboy listening to?
Eating pussy and kicking ass.
Look at the way they're looking at him.
What I do. Pussy in the morning, pussy in the night. Eat a lot of pussy, then I get into a fight.
See? It's a hit.
perfect
That's
for
a
you.
fucking hit, right?
Yeah, for you, it's a perfect song,
And
too. It's perfect.
I loved it, yeah. And it was just funny, everyone in the changing room was like, what the fuck? So, it was good, man. It was awesome.
I think the UFC and MMA in general should make a concerted effort to stop weight cutting. Just stop
Yeah.
it. Stop it dead. Say no more and just eliminate it completely. And I think it can be done. I think it can be done if you have just set up good fights between guys that are the same size. I think this whole obsession with like championship belts and all
I'm
this stuff
with you.
is all great and everything, but like here's a perfect example. Conor and Nate Diaz. Biggest fucking fight in the history of the sport, no belt on the line.
Nothing, just throwing down.
Nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody said, where's the gold?
Yeah.
Where's the strap?
Right.
Where's the leather? Nobody
So you
gave
feel
a fuck.
like the UFC is going more towards big fights than it is championship fights?
I hope that's what they do.
I hope so, too.
I hope they just take the guys
That
who
wanna
people
fight.
want to see.
Yeah.
Can you announce that fight? That fight that you
No.
were talking? No, damn it.
I can't. It's not 100% yet, but it's gonna be fucking good.
There's a fight brewing, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a good one. It's good.
Hopefully today we get the double thumbs up. I mean, I sent last night.
Yeah.
Last night we got the half thumb. So
well, you got a half thumb. You already have a pose down, a photo of the two of you guys together.
So
holy shit, that's gonna be a good fight, and that could potentially be Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm fucking. They didn't put me on 200, and they fucked me on that. But I really wanted to be. But I want to be on Madison Square Garden, man.
The 200 was great because
but 202 was better, I think.
It was it was better.
200
was great because it was a celebration.
Sure,
but 202 was a better card.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, the Brock Lesnar thing was kind of a freak show. Like, holy shit, Brock Lesnar's back, and Amanda Nunes and Miesha Tate was a hell of a fight. Amanda Nunes is no joke, son. No joke.
And
there's some next level women out there now.
There
man.
are.
That Valentina Shevchenko chick, holy shit. And Holly Holm and there's just so many high level chicks now. And fucking Joanna Jędrzejczyk is just a straight up assassin.
Yeah, I trained with her a little bit at Muscle Farm. She came and visited. It was fun.
She's a badass bitch.
Oh yeah, she is.
All due respect.
All due respect. You have to say that now. All due respect. You know how many phone calls I got before I came on here? There should be an advisory sticker on this for what words I can and cannot say.
Well, who said that to you? People?
Well, I had some people from the PR team at the UFC and then my management team. So I have a tendency to say bad words.
Isn't that hilarious?
It is, and I don't mean it in like a derogatory or. That's just how I talk, And
you should talk how you talk. I'm telling you, cowboy, I got to be your fucking manager.
That's it.
There's all these suits in the way of the freedom.
It's the sponsors, man. The sponsors.
I need another beer. I'm getting worked up.
It's the sponsors, man. They can't take it. They can't.
Well, they need to take it.
That's what I think too.
What the fuck do they think you're popular for? They think you're popular for wearing a bow tie and talking about
for being
the
wide
Republican
open, right?
Party.
Hey man, while we're on, look at this. This is Colorado Springs Fire Department. My dad's captain of the fire department. I was just down there. They sent some shirts for you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, they're listening. They're like your biggest fucking fans,
awesome, man. I'll wear these. Fuck yeah.
They wanted you to have those. Brought them bearing gifts. So Station 12. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll wear those. Awesome.
Right on.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I was just over there and they everyone I fucking talk to loves you, man. So I just
that's nice.
give you a shout out, man.
I love them too.
That's good. They say how much you've changed their life. Just talking about diet, talking about good times, and so it's awesome.
Beautiful.
It's good to know you more beer. Look at you, yes sir. Look at us, we're crushing them.
Jamie's
we're about
on
to
the
be
ball.
talking about some good shit here in a little bit.
Exactly. We're gonna get to the point where fuck the PR team.
That's it.
Who the fuck are they, man? Well, the UFC
Are you hiring? Because
the UFC's got to be in a weird position with this show because they know we talk. Like, if you watch the last one with me and Eddie Bravo was so fucking drunk he barely knew what he was talking about 15 seconds ago, and he was going on about how he doesn't believe the rovers on Mars are real. He doesn't know why the water sticks to the Earth because the Earth is round. Why does the water just roll off the Earth? How do you know that the Earth is spinning? It just got so bizarre.
So
they can't worry about that though, man. Everybody worries about you being you. You like people like someone who is actually themselves because it's so fucking rare today.
And I feel like I've been myself the whole journey.
Yes.
And that's to my grandma's credit, she always tells me, don't fucking paint yourself in a corner no matter what you do. Don't paint yourself. Be you through and through. And I always have, and I probably always will be. So I told my manager I'm probably going to say some fucked up shit and you're going to have to put out the fires.
It's not fucked up. It's what you really think.
Right? God damn it.
It's just, there's nothing wrong with it, man. They got to understand, like, this is what they do. They market things. But they somehow in their mind, they think that, the best way to market things is to not piss anybody off. That's not true. The best way to market things is to have a guy like you who's out there diving 300 fucking feet, playing with sharks and shit, riding jet skis and doing all kinds of banana shit. You're a fucking madman. You're a genuine madman. And they want to take you and they want to turn you into some fucking cookie cutter like person that they could sell. It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
And they can't sell that.
I'm with you. Hoorah to that.
They want you to be Luke Bryan. They want you to have jeans that are already ripped. They want to give you those fucking pre-ripped jeans. Look, we scuffed up your boots for you, Fuck you.
Fuck you, right?
Fuck you.
That's it. I'm with you. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
I like that this beer says America on it.
Now you're a fan?
I'm a big fan.
I can get a couple cases dropped off anytime you want.
Let's
You let me
do it.
know.
Let's
You
do
let
it.
me
We
know.
should
Just
have
like
a
you
keg.
send me on it, I'll send you
We should have
Budweiser.
just a flag that just fucking gives beer. Just a giant flag. Fill a flag up with beer. A big, gigantic sack of beer.
What are we gonna get you talking about loose? That's what I can't wait. That's we'll get you about 2-3 more in, and you're
I'm
gonna be
always
loose.
pretty much.
Be ready to
I
go.
try to be loose.
Then you're gonna spark up a joint, and we're gonna call it good times.
Ever since I got that Fear Factor money, I got loose. That
Fair
Fear
enough.
Factor money makes you loose.
I'm
Just
still waiting for that
fuck
UFC
it.
big money to come in.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's got to come now. Did you sign a new contract?
I did.
You did? Are you happy?
Yeah,
There's a pause there. I don't like it.
I'm happy.
I like the pause.
I mean, am I as happy as I'd like to be? Nah. Am I skipping? No. But
Let me tell you something, man. I Googled. I had to take a photo today and put it on my Instagram, and I Googled Donald, and it went Trump, and then I put in the word C, and it was instantly Cerrone. You're a famous motherfucker, dude.
Hell yeah.
We need to get you paid. I need to be your fucking manager.
Do you want to be on the team? On the management team?
I just don't want to get paid for it. I want to be like, I'm just the guy who calls. Just call me if shit gets weird.
Well, your answer's gonna be the same as mine. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Fuck it. That's what
Pin
it
it.
should be.
Let's go.
I feel like a guy like you, honestly, should be completely insulated from anybody's advice. I feel like a guy like you, it should be like your friends and your family and people you love, and everybody else has to shut the fuck up and just let you go. You know?
That's how I feel every day. So,
Yeah.
and then I get phone calls saying you can't say that, Kelby. You can't do that, Kelby. You have to do this. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, they have to understand, like, people talk a certain way and they express themselves a certain way, and there's an honesty in what you do that you're not going to find in that many people. There's an honesty in expressing yourself that is being lost. It's being
It's
squashed.
just the way I'm geared. I'm with you, man. I wish things were different. I really do. I wish I
It
could
is
just,
different.
I wish I could.
You don't
just-
have to listen.
Oh, I do.
Fuck them.
I do.
Fuck 'em.
This company we're drinking right here.
Yeah.
They don't allow me to say certain things
Whoa,
sometimes.
Budweiser, America. Listen,
Right?
Budweiser, we got a problem now. you write America on your Budweiser. But, like, understand this. Like, well, we're not in all that pot smoking talk, and pot smoking is American. All this is American. Beer's American.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand. It's not one of them's not bad, one of them's not good.
And
They're
that's
all
why
good.
I try to explain to people, like, you can't get a bobcat in your backyard and not think he's gonna fucking attack you.
Exactly.
That's how I feel with me too. Like, I'm a wild motherfucker. Like, you can't take the leash off me. You can't put the leash on me and take me kiss, handshake, babies, and then let the leash off and
Yeah.
let me and say, oh, he's gonna be all right. Fuck
Exactly.
no, he's not.
They can't turn you into some fucking sitcom dad, okay? Where the wife comes home and yells at you like, "Well, I thought I took the trash out."
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. They want to figure out how to extract money out of you. So when a guy like you starts talking crazy shit, they're like, "Oh, they're gonna protest! Oh, look out! The transgender lesbian slash animal rights community that doesn't like you diving."
Yeah. God, I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't skydive or
Well, you
dive
need
in the
thrills.
water.
You have a problem with your brain.
Serious problem.
You have a problem with your brain where your thrill meter gets low and you panic, and then you got to juice that bitch back up, and it gets low and you got to juice that bitch back. And that's why you're a great fighter.
And when we're on DMT, am I gonna face these demons, you think?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
But you'll be fine. What DMT is going to tell you, I would imagine. I don't know what they're going to tell you, and I'm sorry for even suggesting it. Because when I go into it next time, they're gonna go, "Oh, you know what we're gonna say."
Who's
bitch?
they? Who's
How
they?
about this? I think your life experience is a wonderful journey. Here's what I believe, honestly. I think what you're doing by fighting at this extremely high level and by entertaining millions of people worldwide is you're providing people with incredible thrills. You know how many people sent me the animated GIF of that final combination you landed on Rick's story?
Let's talk about that.
Oh, good Lord. Let's throw that
all
bitch
right,
up on the
let's-
screen.
Let's throw it. Well, let's talk. So everyone says how great this combo is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
No, okay.
Here it is. Oh, crack. That's the end of it. Let's watch it from the beginning. Well, you know what I love about it, man? What I love technique. Look at this. This is what I love. Pop to the body, to the head. Boom. You know what I love about it? Not a single one of those techniques is wound up. Not a single one of those techniques is full power. But look how you're doing this. Pop, bank, crack, boing.
So for everyone that's listening, all that is the jab, cross, hook, kick.
Yeah, but it's not, because here's the thing about it. The way you're throwing all these things is the way everybody should throw every punch. There's no wind-up. Everything is perfect technique. The execution, the timing, the accuracy. Look how beautiful this is, man. See, this is you, so I bet it's hard for you to appreciate. But for me, as a person who calls MMA, as a person who watches fights, dude, when I was calling that fight, I was like this. I was like, oh, look at this. Oh, this is perfect.
Do you know how upset I missed the triangle I am with myself? Oh, my
This is better.
God.
Like, he's a tough guy. He's
Very
good.
tough,
He's
but-
got good submission defense.
So last time we talked about Cowboy watching himself like I'm playing a video game. I was in the mode for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was in the mode.
That's some Matrix shit. I mean, this to me is more impressive than when Anderson Silva knocked out Forrest Griffin. Because when Anderson Silva knocked out Forrest Griffin, what I know about Forrest was that Forrest was compromised going into that fight. He had been knocked out twice in training camp. He had a real hard time taking shots.
Right.
He probably shouldn't have been in there in the first place. And so he had a lot of doubts, and he was having a real hard time. This is a big, powerful Rick Story who's a nasty motherfucker. He throws vicious body shots. He's a hard wrestler. He's a guy who was the first loss that Johnny Hendricks got. People don't know Rick Story. Rick Story's a tough dude. And for you to tee off on him like this, in this perfect way, not with big, wound up, fucking heavy shots like he throws. What Rick Story likes to do is he pressures guys and he fucking digs in to the body, takes you down, beats you up. He's a tough, tough dude. And what you did is you just used perfect technique. That angle when you throw that left, you throw the left, the jab, you throw the right hand to the body, and then you take that. Watch this, jab,
Well, he
right hand
fell
to the
off
body.
that way.
But
I
I
didn't
like
take
this.
an angle.
Boom.
He did.
Boom!
That was all
Yeah,
luck.
but you adjusted. You adjusted perfectly with that left. You're trying to be nice. Look at you trying to be nice about yourself. Look, that's a beautiful combination, dude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
That's
it.
some Matrix shit. And I feel like a big part of that is you not depleting your body.
Absolutely. Another big part of it is 170 pounders don't think you can just come take my body shots anymore because I got a little more biscuit now.
Yeah, right? You don't have to.
Weak ass body.
Well,
Jesus.
what did your body feel like when you fought 155? Like when you compare yourself to a normal training session, like say you're several months in between fights.
I walk around once. I used to walk around about 174, right? That was like my deep training camp. And I noticed when I'd start to cut, I'd get down to, 168, 170, but I had nothing in the gas tank, man. I would always be like, it would all mental at that point, and I didn't have, like, my body felt real thin and brittle, and 170 I feel good. I don't feel I got the extra tank,
Yeah.
I don't feel like
That's a big part of it.
Oh my God, is it?
It's a big part of it, man. Now you spitting into that thing? What's
I'm not
going
spitting.
on here? What
This
do you
is
got
the one
there?
I'm drinking.
Copenhagen?
This is
No, I
the one
know.
I'm spitting. Oh,
What is that shit?
yeah. Copenhagen.
What's the deal with that? Explain that to me. What does that do for you? I've never been involved. I have no experience in this. I chewed
get
tobacco once when I was a kid because I read Huckleberry Finn.
Did it give you a head? It gave you a head high.
I threw up.
Yeah.
I started extra salivating and I felt like shit.
I don't know.
Is it good?
I like it.
Let me try some of that.
Give it a go.
What do you do with it?
Just take a little bump, put it under your lip.
A bump?
A little pinch.
Like a cocaine style bump?
No,
I've never done that either.
I'd go less is
that?
more. Yeah, that's plenty for you.
Is that too much?
No, that's good.
Okay, where do you put it?
Just anywhere you put any lip you want.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's gonna start to burn a little bit.
No, I can't get cancer immediately.
I
right?
don't think so. I mean, no, you shouldn't.
That doesn't taste bad.
No, it's like a wintergreen
Make sure I
gun.
spit in the right one.
Yeah, spit in the right one because you do not, I repeat, do not want to drink chew spit. That is a fucking daggone bad.
Well, one of the guys who worked for the UFC, who was a... Jamie's laughing because I'm chewing. It looks ridiculous? Why does it look ridiculous?
You're going to get a super body high. It's going to be great. Can't wait.
One of the guys that was a stuntman for the UFC, or not the UFC, Fear Factor.
Yeah.
He worked on so many movie sets where he couldn't spit
Yeah.
that he wound up
Gut it,
swallowing his
yeah.
spit. So he got used to chewing and then swallowing it. I got it spread out all over my lower gum.
Yeah, you got to use your
All right.
tongue and ball it together.
Okay.
There you go. Now,
All right.
so I'm not addicted to chew. I can go weeks.
I'm not addicted to pot either.
Yeah, I can go weeks without
I'm not
it.
addicted to pussy.
No, so
Or sleep.
I don't have an addictive personality at all.
I'm
And I can literally. I mean, I usually just chew when I'm on the boat and out, and I don't know. Whenever I drink, I chew and I drink.
This is like a cigar times 5.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get buzzing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
now I get it.
It's just fun. I don't know. It's probably bad. It's probably
That's interesting.
a terrible role model move.
Was it bad for you?
Oh, it says right here,
Jamie
Surgeon
says
General
yes.
warning, great for you. I don't know why they put that on the can, but
I feel like all the people who get cancer from this are pussies. Is that right? No? That's another thing you're not supposed to say. Will Copenhagen sponsor you when the UFC
they
let
might
them?
now. Shit.
Will the UFC let them?
Why wouldn't they? I don't see why. Maybe because it's tobacco, but
But what about alcohol?
yeah. I mean, Bud,
Alcohol kills a lot of people.
that they don't talk about, sure. But Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch is a giant sponsor of the UFC, so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know.
This
Maybe
stuff's
you'll see
intense.
Copenhagen right in the middle of the octagon.
Yeah.
How
No,
about
people
that?
get so mad. People already get mad. I think it's hilarious that people get mad that Nate Diaz was smoking a vape pen after his fight. I'm like, you just watched him get punched in the fucking head for 25 minutes, and you think it's bad that he's smoking a vape pen.
You want to hear the problem with it, though?
What's the problem?
Well, there's no problem, but USADA can test up to 42 hours after we fight, right? So it might be a bad call on him because
Right.
only that would be the only bad downfall, I think. I mean, especially doing it publicly, he could probably get tested immediately right after. I don't know.
The
but
thing is, the one he was taking was CBD oil, which is not psychoactive.
which I'm a totally fan of. That's all
Yeah.
I take.
Do you take CBD
All
oil?
the time. I put the patches, I use the rub. Yeah, because there's no hallucinogenic effects. You just
Right.
get the healing, the medicinal side of the marijuana.
Right.
So, yeah, whenever I go to Colorado, I load up on the CBD oils, and I use them all the time for my
Yeah, I've
knees,
got
my
some
elbows.
shit that you can use in the bath, man. I have some ointment that you
Some
put on your
bath salts?
body. Yeah, it's bath, but it's like bath salts for real. What is this? Look at the size of that joint. Jeez.
Yeah.
Parties with Snoop and the biggest joint ever. That is not the biggest joint ever. That is propaganda. I've seen the biggest joint ever. It's far bigger than that. I'm a big supporter of both those gentlemen, but I don't like lying.
That's a pretty big joint. That would floor me.
That's not the biggest joint ever. Look, in this On It box right here.
I know, I was in there creeping on it earlier.
Oh, look, weed. How weird.
So now you're smoking, chewing,
I'm
And
just
drinking.
curious to see what happens when you combine the two of them together.
the three of them. The three of them.
I'm a fucking American. I'm a grown man. I'm middle-aged. I have children. I have a wife. I pay taxes. I got a lot of good things on my side. I'm telling
And
you.
you changed lives, man. You wouldn't be the people that listen to this. I mean, this might be a terrible episode for people to model their life after. But typically, you talk
Incorrect.
about good health and eating correctly, and just people that sit around and do nothing with their lives. You know, just getting up on a Sunday and going for a hike and getting out there. You know, you talk about all these things, so they enjoy it.
I get messages every day from people that lost 100 pounds,
Right.
people that are feeling healthy. The problem is we're dealing with propaganda, and you could do one or two things. You could either just say, well, you know, this is this. I think I swallowed all that tobacco. Yeah, it's all gone.
Oh shit, that's gross.
Yeah, I was wondering why I'm so high.
You got tobacco on it?
Look, it's gone.
No, you swallowed it. I don't have it.
Oh, you
It's all
swallowed
gone.
it.
Yeah, I swallowed it.
Attaboy.
I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, chewing, drinking, all right.
We're fine. Eating pussy and kicking ass.
Kicking pussy and kicking ass.
What happens when you swallow it? New rules. Jamie pulls up something immediately. New
Well,
rules
not for
enforced by the Food and Drug Administration will prevent cigarette and smokeless tobacco sponsorships in sporting events.
That's
as of
smokeless
June.
tobacco, though. I think that's the vape pens. Or is that talking about chewing tobacco?
I think it's all of it.
All of the above.
That's chewing tobacco. I swallowed it.
This was a couple years ago. This was like 2010.
I can't
so
find it.
It's,
So I
Yeah, it's
definitely swallowed
gone.
it.
It's
Yeah,
gone.
you're good. Is
You'll
that
be all
bad?
right. No,
if
you'll
you
be
don't
fine.
throw up, now you're fine.
You're going to be all right.
Wow, I got a
immediate.
serious head rush though.
Yeah, I
This
bet.
is good. I'm enjoying this. I might incorporate this in my diet. What if we start selling On It tobacco pills?
They'd be like snus packets that you put in a little packet.
Well, that's one thing that you do get when you smoke a cigar. You get this weird kind of different kind of high.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, a weird kind of head rush, silly, happy high. You know, I didn't spit once. I never spit. I just want to swallowing it. Wow.
I love it.
That might be the best way to go. You want more of this?
Fucking A, Rogan.
Here's the thing. We're here for 100 years if we're lucky.
Lucky.
And along the way, we're having to deal with decades and decades of propaganda, which are lies. It's just lies. We're dealing with lies by all these different people that profited off of demonization of marijuana and having people think that there's something bad about consuming these psychedelic drugs. These things have made me more sensitive. They made me nicer. They made me more aware of my impact on the people that are in my life, more kind and more appreciative of the people that are in my life, more appreciative and more thankful for all the lucky things that have happened to me, all the fortune that I've had to meet good dudes like you and Jamie, and to be able to do something like this podcast. When I smoke weed sometimes, you know what I think? I think how fortunate I am.
Absolutely.
And I think how much I love my children. I think about how much I love my friends. Like Joey Diaz will call me up high in the middle of the day. At any given moment, go, I'm just calling to tell you I love you, dog. I fucking love you. I know he's high as fuck. How high are you right now? I'm so high, I think I'm not even on this planet. I'm calling you from Jupiter. But it's not. These are not bad things, folks. They're not bad things, you know? You know, when you see Nate Diaz smoking a little weed, he should be able to smoke a fucking joint. He should be at that press conference. They should have one of those oxygen things that sucks the air out.
Sure.
A little vent right above him. Let him smoke a joint. He just fought for millions of people, you know? That's what I think, cowboy.
I'm with you, man. I'm totally.
This is the part where Budweiser cancels us. They're like, we're done.
We're done.
We're done with this.
You're out of here. Well,
sponsorships are hard, man. I understand. I understand it from their perspective. You know, it's hard because you're kind of outsourcing credibility, right? This is how a friend of mine, my friend Jason Hairston, he owns this company called Kuyu, which is a big-time hunting apparel company.
Sure.
And they've been in here before because they're fascinating guys. He's a super smart, genius dude who makes like the best clothes for mountaineering and for hunting. And he does it because it's his passion. That's what he likes to do. So this guy like goes to Japan, finds all the best fabrics. And we were talking about, I don't know if you know about what's going on with Under Armour. Did you see that thing where that dude killed a bear with a spear?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. See, that's how you feel. And he killed a bear with a spear, and a bunch of people got mad, and a bunch of people protested, which is really ironic because
I think if you're going to kill a bear, any predator, I'm not a predator hunter, but if you're going to kill a predator, fucking get down and dirty with it.
Well, he got down and dirty, 100%.
I mean, you have to be, what, 5 feet from it with a spear?
I think he was, well, he's a huge dude. His name's Josh Bomar. I'll just give him a shout out. And this is what happened. Josh Bomar killed this bear with a spear, and they put the video online.
Like, did he tree it first, or?
No. It was at a bait site in Alberta. He was there the week before I was there. I was there hunting the week afterwards.
Okay.
And he got within 16 feet of this bear, and maybe 16 yards. He got close as fuck to this bear. And but he is like a competitive javelin thrower. He's a huge dude. He's a bodybuilder.
Sure.
He chucks his spear, hits the bear runs 60 yards and dies. Okay, but there's a video of it, and the bear's guts are hanging out. You know, it's like hunting scenes are graphic. Just like, you know, everybody likes to have those Five Guys burgers, but nobody wants to go to the fucking slaughterhouse and watch them get hit in the head with a piston and then gutted and hung by their ankles and twitching and spraying all over the place. But that's the reality of the world we're living in, right?
Sure.
I'm not 100%, you know, saying that I don't think putting the video up is a good idea, because if you're going to put a video like that up, there's a lot you got to explain for hours your position on a whole lot of things before anybody's going to accept that video. Anyway, Under Armour, which was a sponsor, they sponsored his wife.
Right.
They canceled her sponsorship because she was filming the hunt. And then they're getting this huge backlash from all of these hunters who were like, well, this is a legal hunt because it was legal to do that in Alberta. And everybody always says, like, if they talk about hunters, you pussy, you think you're a fucking man, go kill him with a spear.
Yeah, or a knife.
This guy did it.
Yeah.
He fucking killed a 7-foot bear with a spear. I wouldn't do it. I'm not there's a couple problems with it as far as like a regular person. Like, first of all, you got to be strong as fuck to throw a spear hard enough to kill a bear.
Or if you're not, you got to be close enough.
Yeah, a couple of those things are those are both huge factors. You're taking a tremendous risk doing something like that. So it gets out of the realm in a lot of people's eyes of like hunting for meat, which is really the only thing that people respect.
Sure.
If the average person doesn't hunt, they do not respect trophy animals, like
No.
trophy hunting rather. If you say, "Oh, I want a zebra rug, so I'm going to go shoot a zebra," people will get fucking pissed at you. I've always wanted to see a stuffed giraffe in my backyard. People will get fucking really mad at you if you kill an animal for its skin.
Sure.
But if you kill an animal for the sole purpose of eating it and you do it in an ethical way, people they go, okay, I get it, because I eat meat myself and I buy fish from the store, and there's 95% of the planet does that. But this guy there's this huge controversy with Under Armour, and one of the things that Jason Hairston from Kuyu said, he goes, we don't outsource our credibility.
Yeah.
Like, our company is dependent upon us. We don't have any athletes that we sponsor. There's no one out there that represents our brand that we have to make sure you don't say this,
Right.
don't say that. All they do is just make great shit. And I think that's the thing about a company like Budweiser. I love that a company like Budweiser gets behind a guy like you. But they can't. They gotta accept you for you. They
Sure.
gotta accept you for you. Dirty words and all.
Dirty words and all.
Dirty you know.
All right, so we all know you're a meat eater. What would your last meal, your death row meal of choice be?
Elk and jalapenos.
Elk and jalapeno.
That's how I do
I'm
it. If
so
I'm gonna
fucking
die,
pissed I missed out on that.
dude. You tell me the next time you're here, I'll have you over the house. I'll cook for you.
I seen you cooking it last night.
I know you're only here for a short time. Next time, my friend, let's plan this out. Let's train. Let's get together. Let's get a little workout in.
Okay.
I'll grill for you. I'll bring
kind of
some
workout we gonna
Americas. We can do
gonna
whatever you
roll?
want.
All right.
Yeah, we can roll. Yeah,
Hell
we
yeah.
do whatever you want. I wanna see how you set up some of your shit too.
Okay.
I wanna watch, because you know what I really love that you do, man? That knee to the body, that check knee to the body. God damn, you do that better than anybody in the sport. And you do it out of nowhere. You have a beautiful way of delivering that when you don't know it's coming. I think that's a really, I mean, there's a lot of guys that do it, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I think that you probably do it as good as anybody in MMA right now. I like to see how you set that up.
All right.
I like to talk to you about that shit. you know?
Anytime, yeah. I just got my black belt. I'm pretty excited about that.
I know, jiu-jitsu. Donald
Jiu-jitsu.
Cerrone, long time come.
Right.
Long time come. He's been overtrained 15 years.
It's just putting on the gi. I don't get into it that much, so
Well,
it was
the
cool.
gi's problematic. The gi's problematic.
It was cool. It totally caught me off guard. I had no idea it was coming, so I was like, oh, wow, cool.
People get so hung up on that goddamn gi. I'm a big fan of the gi. I have a black belt in the gi. I don't think there's anything wrong with the gi, but I think people are too fucking connected to an article of clothing, and they're doing it for one reason. One reason. This is the only reason.
To get a
other
black
than
belt.
tradition. Because the guys with the gi know how to use that fucking gi.
God,
they know
do
how to
they.
hold those collars. They know how to grab those sleeves. They know how to control your ass in a way they cannot do when you're slippery. So if you guys go in there MMA style and you're wearing shorts and he's wearing shorts, it is a completely different ballgame.
Oh, yeah.
And no one wants to admit that. This
Well, I
is
do
a-
every time I go rolling a gi. I said, hey, man, if you want to take a collar choke, go ahead. You can have it. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to defend himself. If you want to win by that, go ahead. You can
Go ahead, Ezekiel the shit out of me.
yeah, whatever you want to do.
Listen, it's great if you get in a fight with a dude with a winter coat. You know?
Sure.
Like Jimmy Pedro is probably the last guy in the world you don't want to get in a fight with if you have a winter coat. You know,
Yeah.
Olympic gold medalist, judo dude's going to fucking drop you on your head. That's the word. But
So funny story. You talk about Olympic gold medal judo. My best friend Eric Bonenkamp and I, this is before I started fighting, got into a street fight down in Colorado Springs.
oh, Jesus.
And the guy had his judo jacket on, right? And we were like, yeah, whatever, fucking. We started a fight with him. This motherfucker, I don't know, is the Uchimatas out with it when they throw you?
There's a couple of those.
Holy shit. He threw my buddy through the fucking plate glass window,
Oh, shit.
did the mic drop, and walked off. And I just had to stand there like, holy fuck.
He threw him through a plate
Through
glass
a plate
window.
downtown Colorado Springs, Colorado. Like we were down in the bar district. Fight started. Not even the dude just was like, whatever. My buddy came at him. He just grabbed him and fucking threw him through the window. And I was like, you win.
Well, you know, one of the things that I
You win.
recognize really early on in MMA is there's certain guys, there's just giant levels of shit, right? Like we're seeing that with Damian Maia, right? We
Right.
saw that in Damian Maia fight with Carlos Condit. There's levels of this jiu-jitsu. And Damian Maia's got that Hickson Gracie style,
Heavy,
just
real heavy,
smush jujitsu,
Yes.
and it's just perfect technically, just perfect. Everything he does is perfect. Well, there's like when Karo Parisian first fought in the UFC, I remember going, oh, okay, I just haven't seen this level yet.
Right.
Like, this motherfucker's tossing people. He would get that, Karo Parisian in his early days would get that overhook. He would get that overhook, and he would bump you and
launch
fucking
you.
send you flying. And everybody went flying. Karo threw everybody.
He came down to Jackson's. He threw me.
He throws everybody.
And talk about like a morale killer.
Yeah.
You get thrown in front of millions of people, you're like, oh, fuck.
And he throws you perfect.
Yeah.
You know, he is Gene LaBelle, Gokar Kavician. You know, it's like that whole fucking lineage of judo is very strong. That Hayastan grappling, that's very, very strong lineage of judo. They have strong judo, man. And you know, and that's where Rhonda came from. She spent a lot of her time there as well. Under judo, like Judo Jean. Judo Jean's like always at her fights,
Yeah.
you know?
Is she coming back?
You got to talk to her, brother. I haven't talked to her. You know?
I haven't either. I don't have the
don't
direct
know.
line to Rhonda.
I always feel weird, like when someone loses a fight. Like if I reach out to them, I just always feel weird. You know, I always feel like I don't want to. If I see someone in
Look,
person,
Joe, I'm 4-1 on you, buddy. Come on,
give
you
me
just,
another one, bro.
you just step your motherfucking game up, brother.
Yeah, but I ate tobacco and smoked
That's right,
weed.
that's right, that's true.
We're probably really close. This one's done. I'll move on to number
We're going
3.
in. All right.
But
All right.
like levels of like, you know, you see levels of everything in sport, and I think that's one of the things you're showing, man. I think you're showing a level of kickboxing that's a very fucking, when you're hitting those kind of combinations, man.
Now I believe in my wrestling. You know, that's what, I think that's the key.
Big key in the Cote fight and in the Rick Story fight. You took both those guys down, and I think they were probably like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck? But I mean, the confidence in my takedown defense is allowing me to really open up, and believing in myself is really, like I said, when I reinvented myself, you know, I just started, like when someone comes into the gym, I'm fucking you up.
Right.
When you come down, Jazz, I'm beating your motherfucking ass. Like,
I understand.
so it's just,
Except the fact that you're not sparring.
yeah. But anymore.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Well, even,
Where the
I mean, you come
mentality
in,
comes from.
and we do MMA rounds, I'm fucking you up.
Right.
Yeah, and I just need to like somehow figure out how do I translate that into fight night, because so many emotions. This last fight was the worst I've ever felt in my whole life. You know, I talked about that with Megan after the fight. I had the worst headache and was like legitimately sick all day before this last fight. And you know, Greg Jackson's like, Cowboy, this is what you train for every day. This is to beat somebody on your worst is what you have to be prepared for, you know? And fuck, it was just warming up. I didn't feel it. It wasn't until we started walking out that I was like, fucking Cowboy, let's find the motherfucking gear, let's go, you know, and had to get it.
I think there's a legit question that I asked you in the last podcast. I said, have you ever talked to a mental coach? You ever work with a mental coach?
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck no. I just go out there and kick some ass. Eating pussy.
Eating pussy and
Kicking
kicking ass.
ass.
That's it.
Which I think is very admirable and it's fun. But I think you're at this there's this crust of the elite right
Sure.
now, and you're at that crust. And I think in that top echelon, when you get up there with the best of the best, I don't think there's any room for potential. I think it all should be played out. You should have realized your potential as much as possible by the time you got there. And I think a factor in that is mindset. And I don't think it's just being tough and going out there and kicking ass, because you've already got that down to a science. That's you. I think there are some strategies, and there are also some tools that you can use in terms of mental management that keep you in the proper channels and don't allow your mind to wander. So you don't have to bring your mind back and say, don't think about that. We're here for this. This is what we came for. You don't need that pep talk, okay? Because you never go down that bad channel. You're always staying in these positive channels. And the thoughts come in like they do with anybody. Like when I meditate or when I get in the tank, people think you just go in there and you zen out. No, I start thinking about stupid shit. I start thinking about, God, I got to clean my fucking office. I'm such a slob. You know, like little things. You start thinking dumb shit. And,
All right, I'm writing this down.
But then you take them back in.
And mental coach.
I'm going to connect you to Vinny Shorman. Vinny Shorman's the guy that works with Joe Schilling. He works with Ian McCall. I've done 2 sessions with him. He's a hypnotist.
Okay.
But he's also a Muay Thai commentator and a coach, and he knows his shit, especially when it comes to striking. And I think you would get along with him just because of that.
All right.
But he's got some really. I've done 2 podcasts with him too. You can listen to the podcast. He makes some real legitimate points when it comes to understanding how the mind works, the tricks he can play on you, and how bad decisions from the past can fuck with you in terms of like bad things sort of define you, and you got to figure out a way to alleviate yourself from any responsibility.
Am I meeting with him before or after the DMT trip?
Before.
Okay.
We got to get ready.
So we're gonna get ready.
We got to get ready, dude.
Okay.
You know, like when those astronauts go into space, bro, they don't just
Is Aubrey
show
coming
up.
with us? Is it
Oh
a 3-man gang?
Aubrey's
All
gonna
right.
do it.
All right.
Aubrey's the shaman. He's the one who's gonna put on the whole thing. He plays the music. He plays these South American icaros that were recorded by him in the jungle. It goes deep.
Fuck.
It goes deep. But what I think, you know, and I think you're already coaching yourself by this, like reinventing yourself, right?
Right.
Reevaluating your diet, starting to add supplementation, taking care of yourself better, approaching things in a more professional way, cutting out the sparring, working entirely on drilling, and you're seeing all these results. Choosing to go to 170 and be healthier when you're fighting, you're seeing all these results. All these results are like this gravitation towards improvement and advancement. And I think that there's a thing that men have, and I'm guilty of it, we all are, where we don't want help. That's why women are always like, men don't want directions. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I know where I'm going. You know?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's classic. My wife does it all the time. I know where I'm going. Sometimes I'm not even exactly sure.
Sure.
But what I know is I don't want to hear her tell me where I'm going. Because if I was just driving on my own, I'd figure it out. Like, it would be no problem. But when someone doesn't think you're figuring, it's like men have a real issue with being coached on things that could be potentially thought of as weaknesses.
Sure.
Like, men don't want to go to like a couples counseling and have some other dude tell you how to communicate better with your woman or your man, you know, whatever you're into.
Or your man.
Or gay guys go to counseling.
We can't go down that path. That's
Budweiser gets angry.
Yeah.
America, hold it up, America.
I gotta pee because I drink too
Pussy.
much America.
Kicking
so
ass. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna
Go
pee.
ahead. Because
Keep rattling.
I'm glad you left. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. I was going on about something completely preposterous. What was I saying?
Mind coach.
Oh,
Vinny
men do have a problem. A lot of us do with thinking that you are your mistakes, you are your faults, and you are your weaknesses. So they get branded into your system, and once these things get branded into your system, they're really difficult to shake because you sort of define yourself not by the lessons you've learned from those experiences, and you being this conscious entity that's existing right now, not in a state of mistakes and of errors, but of life. You're living right now with information based on your past. And you can go forward from that and be like really positive and like go, wow, I'm glad I went through all those awful things because I know that I could be a real twat, or I could be really retarded, or I could be really foolish or impulsive, and I could mess my whole life up. But I am this guy right now. If you don't like learn that, then you can go through this life going, hey, I don't give a fuck. This is me. This is who I am. And I don't want any coaching. I don't want any advice. But there's a bunch of other people that have gone through similar experiences. And you can call them coaches or just call them human beings with information. And there's people that have gone through a bunch of experiences that are real similar to the ones that you're going to go through or I'm going to go through. And these people, we're talking about learning from other men. That like learning shit about like weaknesses, like emotions, and about like fears and just your own mortality. You know, all those things are real issues. Men don't like learning them from other men, so you're like, I don't need that shit. You know, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Gotta get back in the group, bro. You took the lead.
Back in the loop.
You reset.
We're resetting. In other news, yesterday I was outfitted for a new movie I'm doing, a Western.
You're doing a Western? How weird.
It's actually not a movie. It's a Netflix series. I got 6 episodes.
Holy shit.
Cool, right?
That's gigantic.
I got to do cowboy shit.
What is it?
It's called Godless. I'm part of a gang, a train robbery gang.
Holy shit.
I know, I'm fucking pumped, man. I'm excited.
Wow. That's amazing.
I know. I was starting on the 12th.
Have you ever acted before?
Well, I did Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I played me.
Here's what I think. I think you're going to kill it right out of the box, and we're going to show the world how fucking easy acting is. God damn, people think that shit is hard. And I'm not a good actor, by the way. I should just say that right off the bat. But I know a lot of people can go right from other shit and become actors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more excited about fucking shooting guns and riding horses and shit.
I bet you are. You should be. That's real.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, you don't want to get too pumped up about fake shit.
It's going to be...
I'm about to do some fake shit. Oh, dude, you get to wear makeup? What kind of...
So that's what this beard... They tell me, Kelvin, we need you to grow your beard, all your hair out. And I said, well, this is a little bit of a problem up top here, but... I'll try. I'll go ahead and give it.
They want you to grow your hair long? Tell me, get me a wig like Kevin Costner. And
they said wig. Yeah, they said wigs are uncomfortable. But they want a grunge look out of me. I said, all right, I can do grunge.
Can't you just be a cowboy with a shaved head? Didn't they have buzz cuts back then?
I mean, where would you buzz your head?
You'd shave it all and you'd let it grow back a little bit.
With a big buck knife?
No, one of them nice straight razors. They use those westerny type places that people go to.
While we're raping and pillaging across the countryside, I'm just gonna campfire lit. Mirror cut.
That's what they would do. They would sharpen it with a strop. They sharpen it with that leather thing.
Yeah,
I've never understood that. How the fuck does leather sharpen a razor blade? Do you understand?
I do not. I buy a new razor every time.
Here's a rabbit hole that I've gone down recently. I've been going on these Instagram pages of custom knife makers. With these dudes.
Are you the person that likes all those? Is that why it keeps coming up on my
probably
my like feed?
I love that shit.
Who likes all these big juicy butt girls and all these fucking knives?
This guy. These guys. I'm sure there's some girls out there too, but I've only followed guys that are. They have their own forging facilities,
and they make the sheaths and everything.
They're clanging the fucking metal and putting it in the fire and making handmade knives and shit. Dude, I'm obsessed with this.
You forced me to creep just because they're on the whatever that microscope.
Yeah.
What is that fucking thing called?
The search. The search thing.
The search page.
Yeah, it might be because we follow each other and I'm going to those sites all the time.
You're liking and creeping.
I'm fascinated by it, man. I don't know what my original point was. It's the tobacco.
You're talking about cool shit.
Yeah. It's a lot of people making cool shit out there, but that's the rabbit hole I've gone down is homemade
And how
knives.
crazy is it that someone is good at making that and how good you are at speaking to people's souls?
See, but this is easy. This is just talking.
No, it's not, though. It's not easy. What you do is not easy. You could not. I couldn't just go get someone out the street, put them here, and be like, "All right, I need you to interview somebody for 3 to 5 hours and keep it entertaining and have no dead time and know what the fuck you're talking about."
See, that's where you're wrong. I do not know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't remember what I was talking about when you were taking a leak.
Your DMT speech was. You had me wrapping my arm ready for a mainline drag, so I'm ready for it.
I've given that one before. I know that one real good. It's like asking you to throw a jab. You could be hammered and you throw that jab.
How fucking mad does that piss you off when you're at the shows? I've been to a lot of your shows, and everyone's always like, DMT. When you ask people, what do you want to type on, they're always like, DMT. And you're like, fuck you, dude. I do that so that's...
I just tell them, go on YouTube.
Yeah,
go on YouTube. I can't talk about it anymore.
And
there's nothing funny I could say about it either. And it's definitely not something you could say in front of a giant crowd of people where they're going to understand. I try to explain. Doug Stanhope had a whole bit once because I got him high on DMT.
Right.
And blew his mind, and he went and did a whole bit about me and him doing DMT in my house. I thought he was dead. He was moaning and foaming, like legitimately foaming at the mouth. He was lying down going, ah!
For 15 minutes.
No, it was a solid 3 of moaning. With the point where I'm going, oh boy.
He was maybe he was just purging.
Well, I just started thinking, what did I do? Like I made Doug do what I do, right? So I'm thinking, he'll be fine.
That's why I'm not doing what you do. You say 3 giant hits. I'm gonna do 1.5.
Here's my point. You're fucking healthy. Doug Stanhope smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day. He gets up, starts drinking, stops when he falls asleep.
So now,
DMT,
it matters of your physical.
Well, I just think what was going on, and it wasn't bad for him. He came back, he was fine. It's a natural drug that is in the human body. You don't overdose from it. No one's ever died from smoking DMT.
How many people have done DMT? I mean,
not a lot.
Yes, I'm saying. So how can we have
more now than before?
Yeah, because you're pumping it. But we don't have a very big audience of people we can pull through. Like, you've definitely OD'd on LSD or on alcohol.
This is what I think, without being irresponsible. I think that if you have any psychological issues, you probably shouldn't do anything that perturbs your state, your psychological
so I should not
state.
do it. I'm fucking
You're fine.
crazy.
You're
Bat shit
fine.
crazy.
But I think that just saying that, getting that out of the way, it could benefit a whole lot of people. There's a whole lot of people that could benefit from it. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
But I don't think just from that.
I'm going in.
There's a way to do it through Kundalini Yoga, apparently. Do you know Denny Propokos? He's one of Eddie Bravo's black belts. Maybe you've seen him with me a bunch of times. He works for the UFC sometimes. He kind of does what Eddie used to do, where he recognizes, like what they do is they're filming certain positions. Like when Damian Maia finished Carlos Condit,
right?
Like it would either be Mark Della Grate, or when Della Grate's out, Denny will fill in the place. So he understands the transitions. So he'll pull that clip up for the replays.
Right.
And Denny is a big proponent of Kundalini Yoga, and he's done DMT.
Okay.
And when he does Kundalini, he can achieve those states.
How?
I don't know. I don't understand Kundalini. I've never done it. But it's
what the fuck does Kundalini even mean?
Kundalini is a series of exercises and meditations in yoga that are widely purported to achieve psychedelic states. There's other ways to do it too. There's holotropic breathing. There's like a psychedelic breathing method that you can do that can get. See, DMT is produced by the human body.
Sure.
So you just got to get your body to make it. And so there's
access it somehow.
Yeah, there's ways that people have figured out where you can stimulate your body's production of this natural psychedelic chemical. So not just through taking it exogenously, like smoking it or drinking it when you're taking ayahuasca, but to make your own body produce it.
And the reason behind it is for near-death experience, right? To like make you feel okay.
I don't know what the reason behind it is.
I feel like I've experienced what you're talking about when I almost died. Everything, I was in the most pain I've ever been in. I tipped the gurney over, fucking threw up all this blood, and they put me back, and then all of a sudden this like overwhelming feeling just overtook me, and everything was just okay. Like I was okay to die. It was the craziest feeling I've ever had. Like everything was, I had like no fear, and I had no worries in the world. Everything, it was just like, okay. Like everything was just like a giant ease had lifted off me.
I've heard that before. I haven't had that experience, but I've heard that before.
Well, don't try and die.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a friend who almost died in a car accident. She said the same thing. She said right after the car hit and she got just smashed by this car, slamming it, like they got T-boned. She flew across the other side of the car and smashed into her friend, and there was this immediate like feeling of peace.
Yeah, okay.
This immediate feeling of like everything's going to be all right, and this weird love sensation.
I didn't see any geographic shapes telling me.
Well, because you were knocking on the door, son. You gotta go inside.
I didn't get it. And one more rip, and I'd have been good.
Well, that's what the worry is. That when you're doing DMT, what you're seeing is the afterlife. You're seeing that there is some place that the soul goes, and that the soul is not just a concept that's based in mysticism and lies and in fantasies, but that there's
mysticism
something.
and lies.
Well, there's a lot of people that look at things that you can't prove.
Absolutely, it's
right?
faith.
Yeah,
that's the big word of faith.
Right. Like if you look at something like a soul, like you can't prove it. You're right. You can't prove it. Definitely. We all agree on that. But let's examine what the fuck it means to be a person. We don't know what it means to be conscious. There's all these ways we can define it and talk about it where it makes sense, but it does not make sense that you are looking through your eyes and living the life of Donald Cerrone, and I'm looking through my eyes and I'm living the life of Joe Rogan, and we become pals, and we have stories, and we talk, and you say things with your mouth, and I kind of understand what you're saying, and I say things, and I hope you understand what I'm saying, and we laugh, we have a good time, we drink a few Budweisers. Like, this is a fucking bizarre state to be in.
Super bizarre.
Clinging to a circular ball, like some gigantic, huge pack of water and dirt and rock that's hurling through infinity. This is strange.
With 7 others.
It's so strange. It's as strange as can be. Life is way stranger, or as strange, as anything you're going to experience on DMT. You're just used to life.
I like life.
I like life too. Life is awesome.
So what? Let's talk about space. Let's go there.
Let's do it.
What the fuck is out there, man? I mean,
everything.
So I talked to BJ Penn. He thinks the world is flat.
I understand this.
How
I've heard this.
Crazy is that, right? He believes the world is flat, and that when you take off in an airplane, you just do like a big. You don't go around the world. You just kind of do like a giant.
Why? Here's the thing. Why? Why would anybody lie about that? Where's the money in lying about the Earth being flat? It's so stupid.
So stupid.
It's so stupid.
He thinks Columbus might have been onto something.
Listen, man, there's a bunch of people making YouTube videos, okay? And these YouTube videos confuse the fuck out of people that don't understand physics, like you or me. I don't understand physics.
But physics or not, it comes down to when you sail around the world.
Yeah. You go around the world.
Around the fucking world.
You follow GPS.
Yeah.
You follow the map.
It's not like you're just going to... What, do you just hit a wall? Like, oh,
every image shown by NASA is a composite of the Earth.
That's exactly
the
what
actual
they say,
Earth
right?
itself. Shut the fuck up. Look, you can go in the space station, you cunts. You can see it. There's a video. Is everybody that's been to the space station lying? Every Russian, every American, they're all a bunch of liars. And you're a truth
baby.
seeker.
They're all Illuminati.
You know how stupid that is
theory.
to think that everyone has been faking every image of the Earth being round? Oh, and coincidentally, the Earth is the only flat thing we've ever found in the fucking universe because all the moons, all the planets, Jupiter, all that shit's round as fuck. What's that?
These are tree stumps, by the way, according to the flat Earth theory. Every giant rock.
Okay, we're being trolled, dude. This is not real.
There's no way that's a tree stump. How big would that tree be?
This is an elaborate 4chan host. They're slowly trolling America.
The tree would have been that like Pandora-sized tree.
Definitely makes sense,
right?
Wow,
it's legit.
And what happened to it?
It got knocked. I don't know.
Oh.
Not the dinosaurs. 'Cause I don't think they believe in those.
The reality of Earth and space is crazy enough, you dumb cunts. You don't have to fake conspiracies. The reality of this whole thing is so fucking uber bizarre. We're in a giant ball that's floating in the sky. So above us is something a quarter the size of us. It's floating in the sky, and it doesn't even fucking spin, and you need it there. And it regulates the tides. And if it was any further or any closer, everybody would be dead. That's crazy. That itself is fucking crazy. You don't have to pretend you're seeing trees. You don't have to pretend the Earth is flat, you fucking retards. That doesn't help anybody.
That's where faith comes in. Like they're saying, how can all these things fall? How can all these things fall?
They don't know physics.
They don't know.
Jamie, explain.
I took physics like in high school, a little bit in college, and when Eddie was going on his rant, I couldn't remember all the things to say it, so I wasn't going to break out physics laws and whatnot to break down each step. But if you do physics experiments in class, you will easily see all of these steps, and it blows your mind. You're like, oh my God, it's amazing how this works.
Yeah.
There's math that's been done over hundreds of years.
And it's disrespectful to all these people that have been studying this stuff for centuries and building upon all of the knowledge of the people before them. Like when a guy, like here's a perfect example that you could relate to martial arts. Well, what we're seeing today, when you see guys like yourself or guys like Damian Maya or guys like Wonder Boy or any of the top fighters today or Mighty Mouse, you're seeing the highest expression of martial arts that has ever existed in the world. It is a fact. It's an undeniable fact. Anybody that tells me the people from the past were better, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's no chance in hell. This is an undeniable fact, an objective fact. Okay, well, this didn't happen immediately. It didn't happen because one guy figured out how to fight. Like there's this one guy in Brooklyn that has this fucking street fighting class. It's got this deadly touch of death that he could do to people and all this other things it's all bullshit. They think that chokes work. Chokes don't work. They don't work on me. Chokes don't work. And you go back to your friend, chokes don't work. The Earth is flat? It's flat? Are you sure it's flat? It's fucking bananas to think that someone is going to be able to figure. If someone
you can manipulate the weak mind so easy.
It's not even the weak minds. It's the uninformed minds that are busy and that watch YouTube videos. That's what it is. It's not even that you're weak, because a lot of times when people speak well.
So what about this lizard people? Have you seen that shit? Right? What the fuck is that?
It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
Like these are people that are aliens, but they. Have you seen the YouTube videos? Have you seen them? Yeah, of course.
I've seen plenty of them. But that was one of the David Icke things, right? He believed that all of the elites were reptilians.
Reptilians, that's what it is.
If you defend that, you're a reptilian.
And even if you defend that you are reptilian, even are you putting it up?
Oh yeah, do you see that? Said he is investigating a possible extraterrestrial signal from deep space. Yeah, they said this is not a drill.
That's the movie Contact.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, literally.
She's in it too.
That movie was dope as fuck. Yeah, well, that's the image.
Right, gotcha.
They're trying to, but this is a real SETI signal that they're investigating. It is amazing, man. That movie Contact was fucking badass, by the way. I love that movie.
I mean, there has to be something outside of our realm.
There's not just something. Here's how infinity is best explained. This is the best definition that I've read. Not only is the universe infinite, but what that means is, if you exist, everything that has ever happened on this earth in the exact same order, every pebble falling into the same crevice over and over again, I mean, with no variation at all, has not just happened before. Every word I've said, including that pause, has taken place in exactly the same way. Not just once, but an infinite number of times where there is no end. Because that's what real infinity is. So we can't understand infinity because our brains, like if you tell someone, hey, we drank 6 Budweisers, man, you guys must have got fucked up. That makes sense. You get those numbers, right?
Yeah.
Do you really understand, like when someone says 6,000 miles, you go, okay, all right, well, the United States is how many thousand miles? You got to go how many thousand miles past that? It gets a little blurry, right? Yeah. And then you go, oh, well, the moon is 250,000 miles away. You go, what? How far is that? And you start thinking, well, the moon is, how far is the sun? And that's 1 million. Well, they found this fucking planet that's Earth-like, and it's 4 light years away. What's that? What's 4 light years? How fast does light go? I don't get it. I'm lost, right?
3,200 feet a second, right?
So what we have is senses, and what we have is an understanding of our environment that's immediate to us, because we're basically monkeys that just a few thousand years ago were worried about being eaten by shit, right? So finally we reach the stage where we don't have to worry too much about being eaten by shit, which is why shark videos are so awesome to us, right? Well,
so now you're on evolution.
Well, I'm just saying this is a recent state where we're trying to understand things past our immediate area of things that are going to eat us. So we don't really have the capacity or the need, or we'd never had the need before, to try to understand what the fuck 250 million miles is, or 250,000 miles, or 4 light years. It's too confusing to us. It's hard for us to grasp. So when someone starts talking about infinity, it's impossible to grasp. Because what infinity means is there's no end. It never, ever, 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 ever ends. So everything on this earth that's ever happened, like in the universe, not only is there a cowboy that never found that rec center and never got into fighting, but there's infinite varieties of all the different lives of cowboy with every single different step you took, and infinite numbers of each one of those individual choices with every single word, every single phrase, every single thought, all in the exact same order, taking place an infinite number of times.
I need DMT to understand this.
You can't. That's not even going to work. I don't understand it. I'm saying it and I don't understand it because it's impossible to understand. The universe has no end. If the universe has, this is the main like mind blower of the universe. Inside every galaxy, you look up there, there's hundreds of millions of galaxies. Inside every galaxy is a supermassive black hole that's 1/2% of the mass of the galaxy. Scientists believe it is entirely possible that you go through that black hole and you hit an infinite number of other universes. That's each one of those is a new universe. Like every black hole, you go into it, is a new universe. In that universe, there's hundreds of billions of galaxies. Each one has a black hole in the center of it. Each one of those takes you to another universe of hundreds of millions and billions of galaxies, and each one of them has a black hole, and it goes on and on and on and on and on, and there's no end. So this infinite universe that we see is one of infinite universes that we can't even possibly understand. There's no way. There's no end to any of it.
All right.
So, from this podcast, we're going to go to the Church of Scientology and learn the truth.
For $500.
Because we need to know. I need to put you to an e-meter.
For only $500. And then for $1 million, I'll give you the secret. Right?
Yeah, you have to blow someone.
Oh.
That's what I hear to get the secret.
I'm out.
I ate your tobacco.
I'm out.
How much worse is blowing a guy than eating tobacco?
Light years worse.
How many light years? What is a light year? What are we talking here?
Light years.
Budweiser's pissed now. They're talking about blowing guys.
Oh, man.
Pull the plug on Cerrone. There's some fat guy with a gun who's been jealous of you the whole time. He's very upset. His tie's flopping around. He's running down the office right now listening to this. Have you heard Cerrone? We're sponsoring this guy?
Damn it.
They're talking about sucking dicks and kicking ass.
Eating pussy and kicking ass. Come on now.
We did talk about that one line where it's like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
I saw a dude got that tattooed on his arm, sucking dick and kicking ass. Yes, he did. It was on Instagram.
Wow.
See if you can find it. He sent it to Wheeler Walker. Wheeler probably put it on his Instagram.
Wheeler is a different guy, isn't he?
Well, he is a different guy.
He's a different guy.
I knew him before he was Wheeler.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know the real him.
I don't understand the real. What do you mean the real him?
See, eating pussy,
Wow.
sucking dick, and kicking ass.
In the American colors.
Well, it's not that much of a secret, so I can talk about it. But Wheeler Walker Jr. is a guy named Ben Hoffman, who's he's a comedian from Kentucky.
All right.
He created Wheeler Walker Jr. Am I supposed to talk about this?
Why not?
It's obvious.
It's
Everybody
out now.
knows it.
It's
It was
out
on
now.
his show. And but he just rides it into the rocks. Like he comes on the podcast as Wheeler Walker. He keeps his sunglasses on. He's got the full beard. But he's also been on the podcast as Ben Hoffman.
So when he's Wheeler Walker, is he just talking reckless?
He's a wild man. He's saying what he really believes when it comes to country music because he really is an absolute country music fan. What is this?
The fuck is this shit, man?
Let me hear this. Hold on, let me hear
Snapchat without the
this.
dicks?
Hold on.
Thumbs
Can
down.
you reboot it? Yeah, Instagram's weird like that, right? Here it goes. Let's hear what he says.
The fuck is this shit, man? Snapchat without the dicks? Thumbs down, dude. Need them dicks.
It's funny. It's just ridiculous and funny, man.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of what he's doing.
He's wild, bro. Wild.
Yeah. See, like corporate America would have never created that, and that's how he exists. He exists because he came up with this on his own, and the country music world is freaking the fuck out.
Freaking the fuck out.
Because this guy's selling out arenas. I mean, Wheeler Walker Jr., since he's been on our podcast, like that was just when he was starting to catch on. Like when he came on the podcast, he was already like getting some momentum. It was just starting to catch on. And since then, the more these videos get shared online, the more people start laughing their asses off, and they come to his shows are fucking huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sold out, giant places, and he's killing it.
You're plugging him huge again.
They didn't know it was coming, man. They didn't know it was coming. And you know why they didn't know? Because they're trying to make a Luke Bryan. No disrespect, Luke. I hear you're a great guy.
Yeah.
Cameron Haynes is friend with you. I'm not. I mean, I shouldn't say Luke Bryan because I actually like some of his songs. Let me think of a guy who's like, who's a shitty. Like, here's one that Wheeler Walker always talks about: the Florida-Georgia line.
Okay.
I don't know anything about those guys.
Okay.
What do you know? Do you know them?
I know them.
Okay. Well, let's just drop it.
Let's just drop it.
Are you friends with those dudes?
Well, I mean, I don't know about friends. They wouldn't call me and wish me happy birthday if that's what you're asking.
Wheeler Walker calls it rap music for people who are scared of black folks.
Oh, wow.
He was talking about how they're throwing their hands up. They seem like fine folks. They seem like great guys. But what he's talking about on stage, when he's doing, what Wheeler's doing, is something that no corporate entity or no PR firm would ever allow.
Oh, ever allow.
Ever. But look how goddamn popular it is.
Because people like crazy.
They like crazy.
I mean, so do you know who Riff Raff is?
No. Is he a rapper?
Go ahead, pull
Sounds
up.
like a rapper.
He is a white rapper, and his raps are like sitting with Joe, drinking bud, fucking bitches, kicking ass. That's like his rap.
Similar.
Like, it's a lot similar, but I mean, you talk about sells out millions.
This guy's crazy though.
Crazy. He made his thing off rock or G's to Gents on VH1, I think it was.
Whoa, look at his teeth.
Look at him. He's out of control. So I did a Monster signing. He's sponsored by Monster, so I did a Monster signing with this guy, and he was 2.5 hours late. And
He's got BET tattooed on his neck. What the fuck did you expect?
MTV.
But BET as well.
Yeah, he's
Tell him
wild.
he's white.
Tell
him.
Can you? He's out of control. So this is the same. Oh, he does have BET right there on his neck. So yeah, I talk about the same thing. He's outlandish, man.
Yeah.
Tiptoeing in my Jordans is one of his songs.
Tiptoeing in my Jordans.
Yeah.
People,
It's a hit.
They want something outside the norm, and a good percentage of the people that are listening to this right now are stuck living some life where you have to pretend all day long that you don't think certain things. I like the way he's dressed.
Yeah, he's wild, man.
Did you ever sag your pants like that?
No.
Good for you.
No, my dick's big enough to hold my pants up.
God bless you. Sagging pants is one of the things that frustrates me the most about this youth culture. I would have thought that with the UFC
now
around,
they're skinny
people would
jeans and
understand
sagging.
Skinny and sagging is a bad combo. That's a bad combo. That's confused.
It is confused.
That's confused.
But it's the new trend. I mean, everyone wants to be in the trend, so whatever it is, it is.
What the fuck is? Why is sagging jeans? Why is it? What is that? It all comes from prison, right? Because they didn't
I've
give
never
them.
been to prison, so I have no fucking idea.
I think the idea was that you couldn't get a belt because you would choke yourself to death. You could hang yourself with a belt so that everyone's pants were sort of sagging, so it made you look like you were some sort of a criminal type character if you wandered around with no belt on, like as if you're pretending that you're out there in prison with your Jordans on
and pretending. I don't know.
with your underwear hanging out.
I'm a big fan of my jeans where they fit.
But other gay guys that were in prison or guys who used to fuck guys in prison that have been interviewed said that that was how guys would let you know they were ready to be taken. They'd have their pants halfway down.
And that was an international sign for take the booty.
Did you ever see that dude on like one of those prison shows that called himself the Booty Bandit?
No.
You ever see that guy? Oh my God, I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful world. We'll get pulled from YouTube if we play this, right? Won't we? Yeah, most likely. There's a world of copyrights today, rightly so. I mean, they did find the Booty Bandit. Anyway, this fucking dude was on one of those shows, like TLC or something like that, to go into prison, and he would talk about all the different guys he fucked, and that booty was basically like currency. Yeah, that's the dude. You gotta listen to this. I don't give a fuck.
Booty is currency.
Yeah, you gotta listen to what this guy talks about. Give me some volume, young Jamie. What's the matter? We're being invaded by the government.
Yeah, we are.
Budweiser's hacked this show.
Hacked it, turned it off.
Enough. They're talking about sucking dicks. Now they're talking about booty.
Booty is currency. We're talking about sucking dick now. We're talking about booty is currency.
There's no sound on this? Or see if one of the other videos plays sound. Maybe
How did
it's the system.
CM Punk get on that list?
Probably because Jamie's been drooling over CM Punk videos.
We go back to the one you were just on. CM Punk was on the side there.
Suggestions.
Right there. Joe Rogan on CM Punk.
That's hilarious.
What did you say?
Nothing good.
Oh, really?
Nothing bad. I don't know anything. No one knows anything.
No one knows anything.
That's the thing. I mean, they want me to say things. Here he is, the Booty Bandit. Speaks on it.
Okay.
This isn't working.
This is not the same video. Go to the one. So we just figured out how to get it to talk. Here he goes. You got two things playing, Jamie.
Told us was about the place and importance that booty.
Somebody put a laugh track on it? Oh.
Oh, what?
They put a laugh track on it. Here's the raw version of it. Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't have sound. Oh, so
Well,
it's a bad video?
give us the cliff notes.
All right. Well, the dude was just talking about fucking guys in prison.
And using it for currency. Oh, wow.
Oh, the CM Punk thing. I
All
didn't
right.
say anything bad about him. You can't say anything about him. Like, they want me to hype it up. I'm like, it's very interesting. He did the right thing. He went to a real good camp.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fight for 2 whole years. He just been training.
Which you would have to.
Yeah. Apparently
you
he's done
have
some
to
smokers.
because you can't. There's no way you could learn a decade of skills in 3 months.
No, and that kid he's fighting is good. The kid he's
Sure.
fighting can scrap. I like
Yeah.
the way he took that dude's back. I like the way he choked him out. Showed real good technique. He knows how to fight. Like, it's not going to be an easy fight.
No, I mean, and for CM Punk, it's to
Can we
fight
call him
someone
Phil?
in the UFC.
Let's call him
is-
Phil.
Phil.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. To fight
That's his
Phil,
name, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be Phil Brooks when he fights, I think. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
they're coming out of the Punk.
Are they really
Why
saying
not?
CM Punk?
Why not?
Because I don't know. Well, they must have made a deal with the WWE so they could use Brock Lesnar.
The
That's probably
UFC
how
owns
they,
everything. Talk about Illuminati.
Illuminati.
The Illuminati. They own your likeness for life.
Is that necessary?
I don't think so. I think when I'm 80, I should be able to get that back.
Is there another sport that owns your likeness? Does
For
the
life.
NFL own your
For
likeness?
life.
CM Punk,
There
0.
it is. See, they got him at 0.
0.
And this dude's only 2-0.
But the kid's good.
How is he in the UFC at 2-0?
Because just for this fight, that's how he's in there.
Well, that's
but he
not
won.
fair.
You're right. You're right. It's not fair, but it is because it doesn't matter. It's not like he's taking a fight away from somebody.
No.
We go to see somebody. Look, if the UFC wants to maximize.
Wait,
the
why does it
CM
say
Punk
185, 170?
thing, that's just a mistake.
On whose part?
There's somebody who wrote it in there. They fuck up all the time. Somebody, these kids are barely paying attention.
And CM Punk in this shot does not look like a WWE wrestler.
No. Well, he's natural. I mean, that's part of his
That's
whole shtick.
USADA.
Yeah. Well, he's always been natural.
Okay.
Even if you see him in
Oh,
the
yeah,
WWE.
that's right. We've talked about him and I've talked about he's
straight edge.
straight edge.
No booze ever.
No nothing ever.
No pot. No nothing. No steroids.
That's right. We've
Probably
had
doesn't even
this,
take vitamins.
We've had his dog's name is Larry. We've talked about this.
Yeah, good luck with all that, dude. Good luck with all that living life sober. Oh, I'm sure you're a great guy to hang around with. Oh, I'm sure the stories and the fun that come out of his
unreal,
mouth.
huh?
Definitely not a control freak. Definitely not like super weird about like certain subjects. The fuck out of here.
Huh. I'm with you, man. We found alcohol and hallucinogenics for a reason.
Yeah, how dare you pretend you're smarter than all the people before you that have learned how fun it is to party?
It's the finger pointers. The finger pointers get mad at you, but they're the same ones drinking in their basement by themselves. So
They wish. Some of them don't. Some of them just keep it rigid forever, and then
think
one day
so?
they die. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that they cling on to whatever ridiculous notions they have of this life, and they get some sort of happiness in having control. There's certain sort of happiness in their routine. Like some people who only eat. I only eat for performance. I don't really care about the taste.
what is that?
Fuck off.
What? Fuck all the way off. All the way off. Like, what do you mean you're a vegan? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it's people don't want anybody
there's
to die.
The Olympic power lifter.
He was a vegan?
He's a vegan.
That's pretty impressive.
I just well
Test that motherfucker regularly.
well the last 2 years he's a vegan.
Oh, okay.
So he's
it's still very impressive. He still can compete.
and he feels stronger than he ever has.
That's amazing.
No, it's not amazing. It's bullshit. You need a fucking medium, juicy, blood dripping out steak.
That's how I feel, but I'm not that dude. I don't think anybody should tell me that I can't eat meat, and I don't think I should be able to tell anybody that they have to eat meat. I think if you're this dude that has it in your head that you don't want an animal to die because you sync up with all these animals and you feel like if I can get through this life without an animal dying on my behalf, that's better.
Okay, in this day and age, sure. But let's take away everything and say you are just out there on your own. You're going to have to eat.
You're going to have to.
You're going to fucking have to. You can only pick so many fucking berries. There's only so many berries that grow seasonally.
It's not enough. It's not enough calories.
No.
It's not enough protein.
We are made. I mean, the vegans talk about the gorillas. They only eat bananas.
They actually eat, like leaves and shit.
I mean,
you only get bananas at the zoo. You ever see a gorilla with a banana in the wild? No, they're eating like bamboo stalks and shit.
I mean, regardless, we're not
the
gorillas.
same.
We're not gorillas.
We're not. We're omnivores.
We are made to kill gorillas and eat them.
No, I don't think people eat. They definitely eat gorillas, right?
I mean, if it was eat a bamboo shoot or a fucking gorilla, I'm taking the gorilla down.
But I think they eat gorillas anyway. Like I know they eat a lot of monkeys. Like they call it bush meat. Like bush meat is like a real issue in some endangered species because they'll shoot like chimps and shit like that, and they'll eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's you not eating or you eating a chimp, you're eating a chimp.
A buddy of mine was in Bolivia for that show Meat Eater. He hosts that show, Steven Ranella.
Right.
And they shot a monkey and they cooked a monkey and he ate it.
I heard monkey brain's amazing. I'd do it. I'd eat suck the eyeballs out of his skull.
Budweiser's like, that's it! That's it! Enough! Call Dana White! Enough! Suck the eyeballs out of a monkey's skull? Really? While he's holding a Budweiser that says America? Oh, shit. Oh,
I'm glad I can make you laugh.
I sucked the eyeballs out of a monkey's skull. Oh, my God.
This is all pre-DMT. How about that?
That's hilarious.
God, when I come back, I'm going to be a whole new man.
Yeah, man, we have a real hard time eating monkeys. I wouldn't be into eating a monkey.
I don't have a hard time eating anything.
You would eat a monkey for sure?
Yeah, if you fucking cooked up a monkey right now, I would eat it.
Okay.
I would eat just about anything.
Would you eat primitive man? Like, would you eat a Neanderthal?
So if we are on the movie Alive, and my plane crashed. And I had to eat some ass. Sometimes I eat ass for fun. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a different kind of ass, but yeah, I'm gonna go in.
I hope you don't eat that. That's the wrong. You're doing it wrong. Are you using a spoon? No. That movie is not real.
Listen. Listen, if you are a man and you don't eat ass, there's something wrong with you. Your wife,
someone else is gonna.
Yeah, someone's gonna.
It's gonna be a dude who says, "I really don't give a fuck," and he's gonna come along. And
yeah, I would literally eat. I mean, whatever. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? You want to kill a rattlesnake? Let's eat it. Yeah, especially if I gotta stay alive.
I'm not a vegan, obviously, but taking the point of vegans, I could see what they're trying to do is they're trying to not contribute to any animals dying.
But they're put here to die. Ooh, is that a bad thing to say? Is that wah, wah, wah? I don't mean it like that, but I mean, we have to eat, and we are the top of the food chain.
We're definitely at the top of the food chain. And this is the way I used to describe it. There's a war going on between all the animals on this planet, and the war is for survival. And we are so far ahead of the rest of the people competing in the war, we forgot it's a war.
Yeah.
And we forgot that we have these prison colonies in our cities. We call them zoos. That's a fucking prison colony.
Sure.
It shows you that we have won the battle over these stupid fucking cunty alligators.
And then you have dumb people like me that go swimming and chase sharks and they get eaten and they're like, ha, one for the low column.
Has anybody ever gone like getting eaten when they were diving?
I don't think so. It's not very common at all.
Really uncommon, right?
I think it's maybe one. I don't know.
Maybe ever, right? He's probably an asshole. Probably cut himself.
Yeah,
or
was chumming, trying to get close to a shark like I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah, you could do that, right? You can do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess that's
chum the water a little bit, bring them in.
As long as you have a lot of chum and some sort of a pokey stick.
I don't know if that would work. I think if once a shark is in I'm eating you mode, I think you're getting eaten. All right, let's play a little game. I got a little game for you. If you could pick any animal that, all right, let's put you in a concrete room. Mm-hmm. I don't care the size.
Any animal that I could fuck up.
But you're naked. You have nothing. You're
fuck a squirrel up naked or with clothes.
Yeah,
Squirrel's dead.
Squirrel would be your animal. That'd be the highest you would go.
I will fuck a squirrel up with confidence. Bet the house on me.
Bam, squirrel. A 3-pound squirrel coming at you.
3 pounds is big. I'm talking about a regular squirrel.
Okay.
A 1.5 pound squirrel.
1.5 pound squirrel.
But seriously, have you ever seen a 1.5 pound rat running at you? They scare the fuck out of you.
I think a cat would be
for sure.
a vicious fight. Clawing, biting.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I have buddies of mine saying they'd fuck that dog up. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think if that dog's coming at you in a vicious way, I don't know if you could take that, you know?
Yeah, especially if it's a good size one. Like any dog over 70 pounds, like a German Shepherd or something like that.
Even a 35-pound pit bull.
Oh, yeah. Well, 35-pound pit bulls would kill a 70-pound German Shepherd. That's a tricky one because those dogs. That's a different sort of.
Now, what
if
he fought a shark? Would he have to be in the water? I think
it would have to be in the water.
It had to be in the water.
Yeah.
So no water, no like crocodile.
Yeah.
No 9-pound crocodile.
Ooh. 9-pound crocodile, man. You don't want that.
You don't want that
in your life. But I think you would probably
wrangled
you would get fucked up.
10-pound rattlesnake, and I was
10-pound rattlesnake.
Yeah,
that's a big fucking rattlesnake.
I just posted on my Instagram. We were.
How long was it?
About as long as me. Ooh. He was mean, bro. He reminded. Have you guys ever seen the movie Rango with the rattlesnake that runs the town? This motherfucker sat 3 feet off the ground and was like moving and dancing like literally 3 feet off the ground. I've never seen anything like it. He was fucking pissed off.
He was the cowboy Cerrone of rattlesnakes.
Yeah, and he was even more mad. I kept thumping him in the head with a little snake catcher thing.
Oh, you were trying to catch him with one of those hooks?
Yeah, because we got a little hospital. There he is right there.
Oh, my God.
So I broke the rattler. So he broke the rattler because when I grabbed his ass, he'd fucking anaconda roll up that stick trying to get me. He would like roll crazy.
Holy shit, look at the size of him.
Oh, man, he was a big boy. And he was pissed the fuck off. So there's a hospital right down the street that you take him and they milk him $500 to give you. So I could kill him or I take him and get $500.
It's a good move.
Yeah, so then they but we have, this is probably like my 8th or 9th one I've caught this year. It's crazy.
Oh, wow, so that's how they get the
there
rattlesnake
See,
venom.
look at him snaking up.
Wow,
or put him in the toolbox.
Rattler.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens to the rattler now? He doesn't have a rattler anymore?
They grow back every time they reskin or whatever that's
called. Oh, really?
Shed.
So they'll grow back every one of those levels?
Yep.
And each one of those levels is how many?
Don't quote me. I don't know. I just know the bigger and badder they get, the more buttons they get.
Yeah, like each year, right? They got a new
Yeah,
one.
fuck.
So
I wish I had the info for that, but I just know he was a big bitch.
That's an old rattlesnake, man.
Yeah.
That's a dude who's seen some shit.
Seen some shit. Yeah, my dog just got bit the other day, right in the nose.
Swell up.
He looked, swole all the way up. I thought I was calling the girl, telling her, "Hey man, I'm gonna have to put this dog down." Like,
Did you take it to the vet?
no, I'm not paying $1,500 for nothing. I got a 3-cent solution to that.
Oh man.
Hey, I
the
love
dog
my
live?
animals. Yeah, he lived. He shook it off. He made it.
Oh, shook it
Right
off.
on the nose, man. He took it. His face swelled up for about a week. Went down, got him some penicillin, gave him a couple shots, and called it a day.
I had two different dogs got bit. One dog got bit twice. I had to take him to the vet. I had a crazy dog named Frank
So you paid
Sinatra.
the $1,500.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah, I had to.
I'm with you.
I
See, the
was
way your
this
bank
dog.
account and my bank account are set up, I don't have that $1,500 put it on a dog bill.
You got to put that aside and stop buying jet skis.
No. No, because I'm too busy living life, having fun, man.
I understand, but to me, like an animal that I'm taking care of becomes family.
He is family.
I have to take care of him. So if it was like my kid, I would spend the $1,500.
Duh.
So if it's like my dog, I'm still gonna spend that $1,500.
Yeah,
if
but
I
then a
have
dog's
it.
just a dog.
But a dog can make it. A dog can make it. A little kid is not gonna make it if they
No.
get bit by a rattlesnake. We're so soft.
Could you fucking imagine that?
We're so weak.
Taking a fucking... So I almost got bit by a rattlesnake. I was out at the lake walking around. One struck at my ankle. Barely missed me. So I went and grabbed my gun out of the truck. And I sat there and I shot this motherfucker. Bing! And instead of curring up and running off, that fucking snake would just lunge at me. I'd shoot it again.
After you shot it?
I shot him
You shoot
5
in the
times.
body?
I just shot, everywhere but his head because I'm a terrible fucking shot. So...
Well, they shoot him in the head. You gotta get way too close.
So I'm ripping this dude's body apart, and he's like, somehow still summoning the muscle to like stay upright and fucking lash at me. They're
Wow.
like devil dogs, man, for sure.
Well, you think of what they are. They're like when people talk about reptilians.
Yeah.
The people. What are they really worried about? They're not worried about people turning into panda bears. They're worried about people being reptiles. So people being completely cold and focused on the task at hand with no emotions. That's what a reptile is, man. That's what people are worried
Putting
about.
a sixer back here.
Yeah.
It's going good.
We're
I
going
gotta pee
down.
again. So hopefully you have something to talk
Don't worry
about.
about it,
for
man.
30
We'll
seconds.
talk about rattlesnakes.
Talk about
and
rattlesnakes.
Gophers and. It is kind of weird that some animals have poison. Like some creatures that live on this planet have poison, and they could fuck you up, and they live amongst us. Like there's rattlesnakes all around where we are, right here. You know, in the valley, you can go out in those hillsides, anywhere, like go down the 118 and go on those hiking trails. People find rattlesnakes there all day. If you have a house and you live anywhere in the Los Angeles area, it's entirely possible that if you leave an area undisturbed long enough, a black widow will form a little nest there. Entirely possible. I've seen, I don't know how many black widows in my life. 100 at least. Maybe hundreds.
I saw 2 last week here.
Yeah. In this place?
Yes.
In the studio! That fucking studio's haunted!
We got him.
We got him.
I wanted to, on that the SETI alien signal thing.
Yeah.
Did you look into that at all? Did you read their article that
I
came
think
out?
the really fun title is all I want to get into. Okay? This is why. Because I want to hope that there's actually
It's not. I don't want to like display
an
the
alien
hope.
signal.
It's,
So when you go into it and they explain the likelihood of it being an alien signal, that's super depressing.
Yeah, I know. This was the thing I wanted to ask you about. It's called a Dyson shell. Did you
What
see
is
this?
it? No.
So they said the one of the hypothesis of if this was possibly a civilization, that it's one of 2 types of civil. I don't remember it's a Russian named Kardashev Type 2 civilization. So this is a Dyson sphere. This is a massive structure. It's 3 meters thick that would encompass the Earth's orbit, including the Sun and Venus, harnessing the energy to then shoot out an omnidirectional signal, which is what they picked up.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
So it's 3 meters thick and it covers the whole solar system?
Yeah. The first 3 levels of it up into Earth.
You mean it would have to be that?
That's what this hypothesis says.
I don't understand.
The radius of this
In order to make that
circle
sort of energy?
if it's not this, It's a type 1 civilization, which is sort of like what we are. We can harness our stars,
Uh-huh.
the sun, like we can do solar panels, and then shoot out a directional signal pointed at Earth, which is how we picked it up.
Yeah, but isn't it also possible that it's some sort of a galactic event?
I think that's probably more likely that it's just a blip and they don't know what the blip is yet.
I think it's too big, Donald Cerrone.
So we
whole
went from
thing's too
rattlesnakes
big.
back to space?
Yeah, Jamie jump right back in. He's been waiting. He
Wow.
loves space. He loves the space.
I love
Jamie
space, too.
Ver-
I wish I could explain it a little more.
Nobody can. I mean, even Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson had a real fucking good point about the presidential candidates. He said there should be an option. It's called none of the above, and that when none of the above wins, we have to start all over again with new people. That is a very fucking smart option.
So while we're touching on religion...
I'm gonna try one of those again where I don't swallow it.
Oh, you're going in again? What is your outlook on the presidential election here?
Well, it's good because it shows how fucking stupid this whole job is of having this one person who's a part of a two-party system where you have to like be a registered Republican or Democrat to vote in the primaries to decide who these people are that get to represent this party or that party, and they get to this position, and there's only two of them. It's preposterous. It's ridiculous that these are the people we have to choose from. Whether you like Donald Trump or you like Hillary Clinton, you have to realize at this point this is not the smart way to do it. I'm packing this.
Yeah,
bitch
pack
in
it up.
tight.
So
this
put it
time.
in and ball it up with your tongue.
Before, it's like lawn trimming, so I just dropped it off inside my mouth.
I can't believe you're going in for another one. I'm pumped on it.
Okay, I get it now.
All right, you got it.
I got it all packed in there.
There you go. All
Hopefully
right.
I don't swallow it.
I hope not.
That's a weird look, though, ain't it?
You're good. You're doing all right.
It doesn't taste bad, though. That's what's
Tastes like
interesting about it.
wintergreen gum.
Yeah, a little like wintergreen gum.
How do you feel
which
about
is,
girls chewing? In my high school, a lot of girls chewed.
Ooh, yeah, those are girls that should move closer to cities. They should realize, sweetie, there's other options. Okay, I know you want to fit in. You want people to love you. You know?
Try DMT. Here you go.
Well, there's a lot of these gals out there that are forced. They go to the outer regions of civilization. They're forced to behave like pioneers. You know, they got to go out there. They got to make their own fucking houses. They got to shoot their own food.
No, that's
They're out there
the
chewing
Amish
tobacco.
is gone. Okay, let's stop that. Stop that.
They're out there chewing tobacco,
Chewing
fucking
tobacco, killing-
shooting dogs when they get bit by rattlesnakes.
Chewing monkeys. God damn it.
Eating
Sucking the
monkeys.
eyeballs out of a monkey.
Suck a dick, kicking ass.
Yeah. Wow, we might lose listeners due to this.
Yeah, it's over.
It's
This
over.
podcast is over. It's been a good run. 840 episodes almost, right? What is this one? This is 840, yeah.
840, we closed it down.
We locked it down with this one. People were like, I got a life. I can't do this
I
anymore.
can't listen. Oh, I had you on at work on the radio, and I had to turn it off.
What happened?
What happened? That's cool. I wonder how. Shout out to all the blue collar workers out there listening in.
Shout out.
Shout out, my
Shout out,
people.
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
I'd be laying hardwood floors had I not picked up by the UFC.
You probably are in another universe somewhere out there an infinite number of times.
Working
You're laying
hard.
hardwood floors and you're watching some other dude fight the same fights that you fought.
cheering his ass on.
Maybe mad.
I would probably be mad.
Probably pissed off.
I would probably. I feel like I would be mad.
You probably would be mad.
I wouldn't be
if
like,
you're
oh,
you
yeah.
and you took the wrong. Here's what I think. I think the you're you who is you right now is a result of a lot of these decisions. So it'd be really interesting to see who you would be if you didn't make the same decisions. Like, who are you if you decide to never go into that rec room and learn how to fight? Who are you if you have a fight and lose, you never come back, you never get better? Who are you? You know, I think who you are right now, a lot of times, is decided by a lot of the shit you've already done and how you feel about it.
Who I am if I didn't walk into that record. I don't know. My dad always used to tell me whenever I'd fuck up. So I was like the worst kid. Bad. Like,
Definitely not the worst kid. I heard
Probably
about a
not
kid who
the-
stabbed his 2-year-old sister.
I didn't do that.
That's
bad.
the
It
worst
wasn't-
kid.
I shot my sister in the head with a slingshot.
Oops.
Pretty close.
A childish mistake.
Childish mistake. So I feel like it was a rough childhood, you know, and I could only have sex on my back because I could only fuck up.
Ah.
So
That should be the title of your book.
yeah, my dad would say, if only you could use your powers for good instead of evil, you would make yourself out to be something great, you know. And here I am. So
Well, I
telling
think
people to suck eyeballs out of monkey brains and
everybody
do
is
DMT.
fucking different. Everybody. And for someone who's like you to pretend to be like your accountant is just as ridiculous as your accountant pretending to be you.
Right.
The key to this life is find out who you are. And that is the hardest question to answer because who you are changes every day. It's like you got to be true to whoever you are at the moment.
Do you believe that who you are is a sum of the 5 people you hang out with?
It helps.
It helps, right?
It definitely helps. We feed off each other for sure. You got to surround yourself as much as you can with people that care about you, people that are they have the same sort of ambitions that you have in terms of like they have work ethic. They're not lazy. They don't fuck up. They don't ruin their life constantly because those people become like energy drains.
Right.
You know, it's not like you should totally abandon them, but you got to be real with them. You got to let them know. You got to say, listen, this is what's going on, and this is how everybody's sort of looking at. Well, you keep doing this. Don't do this anymore. Like, why do you keep? You're doing this because you get attention when you do it, because it's easier than succeeding. Because like, I think, especially in your line of work, I think that self-sabotage is a primary escape valve. That
Who do you think the leader in the self-sabotage is?
Man, I mean, you go to fighters like
That's what I'm talking about.
old school fighters like Roberto Duran. Like Roberto Duran, right? Beats Sugar Ray Leonard. Then
Durant, one of the 4 horsemen, man.
packs on food, starts eating like a fucking pig, gets too fat, doesn't train hard, says no mas in the rematch. Yeah, you know, Tyson in a lot of ways was a self-saboteur. Aaron Pryor became a crack addict, you know? Got addicted to cocaine.
I heard some crazy stories about Tyson. So on a total fucking side note, you want to hear something really cool?
Yes.
Rick Story fight. I park at the RV park, right? That's where I find my zen. I get away from the strip.
The RV park is zen.
I hang out at the RV park.
That's another title of your book.
Mm-hmm. I go to the lake. Guess who my motherfucking neighbor was?
Who?
Suge Knight's brother, Ron Knight.
Oh.
How crazy is that?
What is that like?
So this big, giant black guy comes walking over to me. First of all, his trailer is all black with red lights. And this guy comes over to me and he's like, hey, man, one of y'all shit on my porch. I said, no. No one shit on your porch. He said, yeah, I think one of your motherfucking dogs and shit on my porch. And I said, nah, man, I don't. He's like, I just want to make sure it was an accident and wasn't anything, you know, like malicious. Like you guys, I need to make sure my area is secure. And I was like, nah, man, I don't think so. That's kind of funny. And then I look at him and I look at his rig and I'm like, hey, man, like, what do you do? Because he's in like a $3 million RV, right?
$3 million?
Oh yeah, my RV's really nice and his is extra nice. So he said, oh, I do a little bit of real estate. And I said, no, you don't. Like, really, what do you do? And he's like, oh, man, I do a little bit of like music stuff, you know what I'm saying? Death Row Records. And I was like, oh, shit. And then he just goes on talking about, he's like, yeah, my name's Ron Knight. And, you know, I was in there with Suge. And I was like, oh, shit. So then, of course, like any high schooler would, I asked him any question you could ever imagine.
What was it like in the early days of NWA?
Oh, totally. Exactly. I was that guy asking him everything. What was it like? How, you know, what was Eazy-E like? And you know,
Hey,
and he told me that story that they did. The Straight Outta Compton was pretty right on, man. Like they did a real good job.
Huh.
And I asked him about, you know, Ice Cube, and he said that Cube, he doesn't really go out and party. He's just really to himself and making money. And it was I had any question you could ever think of, I asked, for sure. We sat there, you know, for all the nights leading up to the fight, and he actually stuck around, and I got his number now. We're pals.
Whoa.
It went from someone shit on his porch to we're buds now.
Was it a dog that shit on his porch?
I have no idea. It wasn't me.
Whatever you have to say, who shit on that dude's porch? It wasn't me.
It wasn't
you
me.
know you're hanging out with some shady characters. You're hanging out with some dudes who make some odd choices.
Right?
Well, I didn't see it. But it wasn't me.
I have no idea. I was like, I said, man.
Yeah, that's a rude thing to do to a person.
Right?
Shit on their porch. That's about as rude as it gets.
So then we do the fight, and it was fun. We have Sunday Fun Day, and I sent you that video.
What was that video you sent me?
That was the park in Rec holding me at gunpoint.
Why?
Because they thought... All right, let me back the story up. Let me get everyone plotted in here. So I have 2 labs.
Should I send the video to him so we can play it? Can we play the video?
I don't know. I mean, why?
Is it legal?
What we did was legal. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get any of those guys in trouble.
All right, so let's not play.
Let's not play it.
Okay.
It's a pretty outlandish video, though.
Yeah.
That wasn't me filming because I was too busy losing my fucking mind, just like my buddy Mikey. So, my dogs were at the marina loading the boat. Another boat rage incident, of course, because that's what I do.
What is boat rage?
It's
so
like road
weird.
rage, but in a boat. But I wasn't raging. My dogs run up. There's this guy. He has 2 pit bulls, and my dogs run up to play with him. Well, this guy starts losing his fucking mind with us. So it turns out all my guys run over to get our dogs. There was no like confrontation or any kind of fight or anything, but they grab the dogs. The guy starts talking shit, and one of my buddies is like, "Fuck you." The guy calls 911 and tells them we didn't know. He told him that we were pulling guns. So we pull the boat out. We're wiping it down, cleaning it out. Well, the park and rec comes in hot, thinking that we have weapons, right? So this is the wildest shit ever. We're out there. They're like, "Put your fucking hands up!" Right? We're in shorts, no shirts, have no weapons. Clearly,
Right.
Put our hands up, and they start talking to us, telling us to turn around, get on the ground. As soon as they tell us to get on the ground, these other 2 Rangers pull up hot,
Right.
jump out with M16s, cock and load, and point the guns at us like crazy. Well, at this point, I lose my fucking mind because there is no reason you need to point a loaded M16 at me like that, right? And yeah, so we start yelling and screaming, and in between the scream, whoever the main ranger is kind of takes charge. Is like, just talk to me. Don't worry about what they got going on over there. Meanwhile, they're pointing M16s at us.
Right.
So I'm like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! Shoot me, bitch!" Like, what the fuck, right?
That's the difference between you and me.
Right.
That's when I start
I'm just
crying.
like, "You fucking coward! Like, you gonna point a gun on me? I'm in a t-shirt and shorts. Like, fuck you, you piece of shit."
Whoa.
And he's like, "So this is what I swear to God, this is what the ranger says. Look at me, focus on me. Great fight last night. I need you guys to focus on me." Right. So me fucking telling this dude I'm gonna fucking rip off his fucking throat. He's
He
like,
says, "Great fight
Great
to
fight
you."
last night."
So are these guys? Are they all aware of who you are?
Just the one guy is at this point, but the
How
other
does
2
he not tell
hillbillies
his
that come.
friends this isn't some fucking crazy meth head?
Right, like, and we're out there having a good time. I'm not drinking for once in my life, so I'm like sober, running the boat. We're cleaning at this point, getting ready to, and I explained like my dogs got out. This guy's, and so he says, "Well, they said you have weapons." So he's like, "Cowboy, do you have guns?" And any true-blooded American, I said, "Well, of course I have guns. Duh, it's in my truck." So now the story on the other guy's part is looking more realistic, right? Like, God damn it, of course I have a fucking gun in my truck. So they get the gun, they run the gun. Of course it's not stolen. I give him my concealed carry, and I'm like, "Dude, we never wielded the gun. Like, it never got pulled out. It just so happens, dumb luck, that I have a gun."
Right.
And I mean, it all worked itself out in the end, but
Cops are in a tricky position right there because, in one way, like they don't know what the fuck is going on. They show up.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Who the
Somebody
hell
tells
knows?
you something, you have to show up.
and I didn't know they showed up thinking that we had
Right,
guns.
of course.
So I'm losing my fucking mind. Like, "Hey man, all this shit in the news, like you can't just pulling a fucking gun, pointing at me, saying you're gonna shoot me." Like,
Yeah.
so I'm losing my mind. And my buddy Mikey's totally off the fucking radar, off the hand. Like, shoot me, walking towards these cops.
Oh
So,
no!
Yeah, it was.
That's not good.
It was wild. So in the grand scheme of things, thinking once they told us, the guy called and said you guys pulled weapons on him. I see where they're coming from, but it was just fucking outlandish, man. It
That's
all
so
worked
common,
out.
though. That's so common. People do that shit all the time. They say you pulled a gun on them.
Like, and I was telling the cops, like, what kind of, I mean, you can't just do that. You can't just call the cop and say, "Oh, this guy pulled a gun on me."
Well,
Like,
you should get in trouble if you do it. It shouldn't be a free pass. You shouldn't be able to say the guy pulled a gun on me and not go to jail.
yeah, it should be the same. If I pulled a gun, I should get in trouble. And had the guy, you shouldn't be able to just say, "Oh, this guy pulled a gun on me."
Yeah, well, it's a conspiracy. You're conspiring to tell a false narrative so that you can get a guy in trouble for something he never did. And that guy winds up going to jail. Like, you're a fucking terrible person. You put a guy in jail for something that he absolutely didn't do in the first place.
Absolutely. I mean, I was, and that's why I had to break to the couple. Like, "Dude, I just fought last night." I said, "First of all, there's 18 of us on the boat. There's 18 of us sitting here. Like, you really think one guy we're gonna pull a gun when there's 18 of us? Like
Right.
any scenario you could think of in your life, like
Right.
we'd pull a gun? Like,
Right.
come on, man." And that's when the cops were like, "You have a good point." They're like, "Yeah, what are you even talking about?"
Did you get the guy over? Did they get
No,
the guy?
they wouldn't even bring it up. So, and then
Isn't that weird, too? Like, you can't even just, like, have a man-to-man with the person and go, "What are you doing, man?" Why
well,
are you
first of all, and you can't even have a man-to-man with the cops because you're under punk status right now.
Right, of course.
Sit down, everyone on the fucking curb.
Right.
Like, it's like, they just like take your humanity away, and
Uh-huh.
which enrages me even more.
Of course. But they
because
have to do it.
They have to. I understand from their standpoint, you know, they have to protect themselves because there's a lot of idiots out there, you know, but...
Yep. Yeah,
Well-
it's one of those things where there's no winner there. It's a terrible position to be in for both parties. For them, they got lied to. Someone told them you had a gun.
Yeah.
They come in thinking about their kids, their wife, their life, their fucking mother, that no one wants to see them dead. They someone could shoot them. This could be, who the fuck knows what they're coming to. They're coming to a gun. Someone's
Right.
got a gun. You see this Chris Brown shit on the news?
No.
Have you seen this? The cops just surrounded Chris Brown's house. They won't let him out. He's been in
Right.
there since 3 o'clock in the morning. Cops showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're waiting on a warrant. Some woman says he pulled a gun on him. So he's held up in his mansion. Helicopters are flying overhead. I was watching on the news at the gym today. I was like, what the fuck did Chris Brown do? I don't know if he did anything. Some woman says he pulled a gun on him. So...
After that happened, he threw a duffel bag out that had weapons and drugs in it, apparently. And then...
Well, that's smart.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I, for one, have never thought Chris Brown to be a guy who makes irrational decisions. I look at that gentleman. I'm like, that's a guy that I come to when I'm confused and I need some guidance.
Need some guidance. Like you.
Yeah, he fucked
So maybe
up.
he should be my manager.
Maybe. How about this? We have many levels of management.
Okay.
You come to me, I go to Chris Brown.
And then we figure it
We
out.
work this shit out. He threw duffel bags with guns. That's hilarious. I swallowed some of that.
You got to spit it
I
out.
I got
time.
most of it. No, it's already swallowed. I
Oh,
got most
boy.
of it still stuck in there, but it's hard to keep it in there. I'm a rookie at this.
You're a rookie. It's all right. You're a white belt. By the
For
end
sure.
of this
I don't-
podcast, you're gonna be a blue belt.
I'll be a stripe. I'll have a stripe on
Stripe.
my belt. White belt
Huh.
with a stripe.
So yeah, I have nothing against armed forces at all, you know.
Of course.
And so it just that was a video I sent you, and it was just fucking outlandish, you know, crazy.
I recognize that it's a hard position to be a cop,
Absolutely.
and I also
With so many
recognize
knuckleheads out there, you never know. Especially everybody carrying weapons these days.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the other thing. Here's where it's tough for cops. A lot of cops are Second Amendment believers, so they support the right of a citizen to hold arms, to have guns, and to use them in a responsible and legal manner.
All right, so
There's
you
a
want
lot of cops
You
that are
ready for
gun
my
enthusiasts.
for my theory on this?
Yes.
Well, it's not really my theory on them, but it's my theory of how I think they think. So if I'm taking you, let's go back to scuba diving. Let's just use scuba diving as an example. If I take you
For
cave
everything.
diving, if I take you cave diving with me, right? We're in a cave. You run out of air, right? So your only source of life is me.
Right.
So you have to grab my air out of my mouth, and we now have to share. But what if you're sucking too much air and using up mine? I have to make the decision. I'm going home to my girlfriend, my family. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's the same mentality they have to come with into these situations. Like they're fucking coming home to their wife and their kids. So no matter, right? So you get where
Yeah.
peril I'm running here. So I'm living. That's what I'm saying. At the end of
Right.
the day, you already used your air, motherfucker. You ain't using up mine.
Right, I understand.
So that's how I feel like they have to come into these situations. Like, listen here, we got called on you, you pieces of shit. I don't know the situation, but in my mind, I'm going home. So
Right.
whatever that means.
Right.
And I'm not mad at them for that.
I'm not either. I understand that. I understand the survival instinct, and I understand especially if they don't know you. You know, I assume if you're scuba diving with someone, that's someone who's a really close friend. That'd be a real hard issue.
It would be.
That'd be way harder. In fact, if you show up at some scene and some dude is supposedly assault with a deadly weapon, and
you don't know.
and you're wearing a vest and your gun's drawn, who knows? Who knows what the fuck's gonna go down?
Yeah.
It's hard to talk with this stuff in your lip.
But you do know you're coming home to your wife and your kids.
Yeah, a lot of dudes make that decision.
You have
There's
to.
a lot of dudes, I'm sure, though, that would be in that scuba diving scenario and say, I would rather die with my friend than let him die down here. It's tricky.
Then don't ever come with me because I'm going home. Don't ever come with me because I'm going home. I'm going home. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I am going home.
That is the issue with that cave diving shit. I watched this cave diving thing where they were exploring these ancient Mayan sites. The only way to get to them was going through these caves, and they would go to these caves and find all these ancient Mayan ruins. But they're going through these caves for like hundreds of yards in a cave under the ocean where you're breathing out of a fucking mask. I'm like, oh Christ, I can't.
I love it. I fucking love it.
I know you do.
So I took my buddies always ask they want to go scuba diving with me, and they want to go cave diving. So I took them up to we have a cave in the mountains. So I just took them in the cave.
Of course you do.
We went in with this is dry. We walked in, right? Walked into the cave with lights. I made them turn the lights off and find their way out. Like, all right, you want let's worst case scenario here. What the fuck y'all gonna do? And they freaked out, and every one of them had to turn their light on. You know, I'm like, this cannot happen in cave diving because if we're under the water and we lose our torch or we lose our air, pandemonium is gonna fucking break out. We have to be right. So I was like, you guys fail. I'm definitely not going diving with you guys. But just to give them a little touch of what it's like, you really don't know who you are as a person until you're put in one of those positions. Like you can talk big and bold until you practice and been there. Which
don't you feel the same way about fighting? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, like that's one of the weirder things about people doing writing articles about fighting. It's one of the things I've had a real problem with in the past, where I've even gone overboard, like to go after them, because I get real angry when people write like real disrespectful things about fighters, about their performances, and like unnecessarily insulting and not. It's like. We all sort of agree that people that put themselves like first responders, like firefighters, people who put themselves in the line of danger, in front of danger for us, we give them like this extra love and respect that they deserve.
Sure.
But when people do dangerous shit for our entertainment, you know, a lot of times people feel like rightly so. There's some things that are just fucking ridiculous. There's some ridiculous shit that people do. You know, you're like parkour people. They're jumping from building to building. You're like, oh fucking Christ! By the way, that guy's coming on the podcast. That James Kingston guy.
Can you hook him up with me, because I would love to do that.
Me and this motherfucker have been talking. He scares the shit out of me just looking at his Instagram feed. I can't imagine talking to him about stories in person. But but with fighters, I feel like that's such a. It's a fucking scary, and in a lot of ways it's a noble pursuit, because it's so goddamn, it's the antithesis of what your instincts tell you to do.
Yeah, fight or flight.
Yeah. Your instincts are telling you, get the fuck out of this. Don't do this. You could get hurt. This is bad. We don't know what's going to happen. This is open-ended. Anything can go wrong. And you have to prepare for this moment for months. In fact, really for years. Like by the time you get to a point where you're fighting Rick Story, you can't just dive in and fight Rick Story.
No.
You got to fight all these other people along the way.
Yeah.
You got to build up the ability, the skills, and there's a confident path in your mind that when shit is going down, you know how to fight and you know how to execute. And you are confident that when you get in there and all that pressure's on you, you can do it. Why? Because you've done it. For someone who's on the outside, I think it's imperative, really, in this sport, to especially when you consider the fact that it's so devastating, like when a fighter loses. It can define their life. It's very difficult for them to overcome, you know?
Very difficult. It's the lowest low you could ever feel.
What is the worst loss you ever had?
For the title, when Dos Anjos got me this last time, I wanted to turn my phone off and hide, man. It's like the worst. And then you realize the sun still comes up. And Joe Rogan still calls me. You know, it's like the world doesn't end, but you feel like it does, man.
They love you if you lose or if you win. And there's no way you can know if you're going to lose or you're going to win. Especially, you can't say that you're the
winning
baddest.
and losing is just a byproduct of performing well.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
I mean,
and you can't say you're the baddest motherfucker on earth until you meet the baddest motherfucker on earth.
And there's the new bad one coming right behind him.
There's always. That's got to be the weirdest thing, right? The nipping at your heels. How many people are calling out Cowboy? Good Lord.
Right? I love it, yeah. But
the more popular you get, right?
Yeah, everyone wants a piece of the pie. But do they really? That's my thing.
Come get some.
But do they really? Or are they just big woofing until it comes time, until Dana calls them like, hey, we heard you wanted to fight, and they're like, ooh.
Right.
My fucking knee hurts.
Well, there's
my
a few
ankle.
guys, right? There's a few guys you know definitely want it. Like if you call up Matt Brown wants it.
Absolutely.
Right? There's a few of those guys. Like, and that's one of the reasons why win, lose, or draw, Matt Brown always gets massive respect.
Sure.
You know, even though he just lost to Ellenberger, props to Ellenberger. It was beautiful.
Hell of a knockout, right?
Crazy. Powerful. And back against the wall. Lost a bunch of fights in a row. Ellenberger comes back looking like a fucking monster.
He had to reinvent himself.
Yeah, and did a lot of training with Nick Curson, too. You know, Nick Curson down at Speed of Sport, who works with Joe Schilling, works with Dos Anjos.
How about Joe? What a fucking stellar dude.
Love that guy.
Cigarette smoking, beer toting motherfucker, right?
And just as real as fuck, man.
I love him. Him and I, once we met and hung out, we're buds, man. I mean, we just... yeah, I mean...
I feel the same way.
Real son of a bitch,
dude.
right?
And a great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He is.
He's funny.
I know you bring him on here a lot and
cool.
talk, but He's wild, son of a bitch. I love it.
Wild as fuck, cool to hang with. And you know what? He came in after his last loss. Lost that guy 2 times in a row by knockout.
But he was winning the whole fight until, right?
Yep.
Fair enough,
Yep.
yeah.
But, you know, he came in with a great attitude about it. And I think part of the great attitude about it was losing to him by knockout before.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't like I have resigned myself. I'm not as good as I thought I was.
Yeah.
It was, hey, man, you fucking lay those chips out. And sometimes, I mean, he was playing the most dangerous game.
Yeah.
He was playing just empty the gas tank and attack and be as aggressive as possible, and he was winning at it.
Yeah.
But he got clipped. But he came in with a great attitude about it, man. Great attitude.
I don't think very many people appreciate what it takes to go out there and do that, to not play safe, to just fucking put the gas pedal to the floor.
I don't think you can. I don't think I can. I don't think anybody can unless you've done it. So
Right.
you're there watching that. I think it has to. I mean, that's one of the easiest thing that someone can do online, like trolls and people.
Trolls. Gotta love them.
Oh,
Gotta love them.
in some ways, I get it. If I was 14, I'd probably be doing the same shit. If I was 22, I might have been doing the same shit.
Damn.
Especially if you're anonymous.
Yeah, with a locked account. I've never got on someone's account and just talked just random acts of shit talking.
That's the problem with talking shit. It's always done by losers, and that's something that they don't understand. And even guys, there's a lot of guys that talk shit that have actually won some fights,
Right.
And they've actually had some success, but they know somewhere in their head they're not doing all the right things.
Yeah.
There's some missing things. There's a difference between like talking shit like the way Connor does it, like
Right.
generating fights and but talking shit online. Come on, son.
On your Instagram feed, like,
That's
come
ridiculous.
on.
That's ridiculous.
I'm with you. So my next fight, I have a little bit of a problem with. For one, I'm a really good friend with him and great guy, but my fucking girl, it's her favorite fighter.
Second favorite.
Second
fight.
favorite fight. Yeah, it better fucking be, right?
Yeah. it better be.
How fucking wild is that, right?
That's pretty wild.
But I wish I could
handle a situation like that.
There you go. Spit it up.
I was swallowing
I
it
don't
again.
know. I just tell her
How many guys have you had to fight that you care about?
Ben Henderson for sure.
Great guy.
Great guy. Really, that's about it. To be honest with you. Yeah, I'd like truly care about. You know,
Did you were you friends with him before the first fight?
Yeah, just because we grew up like on the Ring of Fire and the circuit together. You know, we knew each other. I don't know about friends, but we've become
Friendly.
Yeah, we've become great friends. You know, I gave him fucking tickets to the Super Bowl, man. That's pretty awesome, right?
That's pretty goddamn good.
So thank you,
had that
Budweiser.
First fight that was on that WEC pay-per-view.
Yeah,
That was the first fight I called of yours.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you had
was
that
a close
second
one.
fight. Yeah.
That some bitch was rubber band man. I gave him every submission I could possibly think of. He was good. Second one, he just went ahead and choked me out in 3 seconds. But
And then the third one.
then the third one, I won. A lot of people say I didn't win, but
Super close fight.
super close fight.
Real close fight. Those fights, man, I honestly believe that the scoring system is ridiculously inadequate. And it's best like Joe Lozon versus Jim Miller.
Right.
I watched that again today. I was like, God damn, good luck scoring this. This is a chaotic fight. You know, it's like there's so much going on in a fight like
How
that.
much politics do you think fall into the scoring? I mean, you see the judges, and they're kind of usually elderly. They're not really young guys.
Mm-hmm.
How much of, man, I kind of like Cowboy. I like his vibe. I like his energy. Maybe I'm going to tip the scale a little bit.
It's a good question. They could unquestionably be biased.
Right?
Fans are biased. I'm biased. People are biased.
Well, you're
Sometimes we've
definitely
talked about
biased.
it.
Sometimes I have to watch the fights on mute just because. Sometimes you got to watch the fight on mute and then watch it with Joe Rogan. You're like, wow, he swayed the tick. He tipped the scale on that one for sure.
I tried not to. I told you before, man. I'm biased towards you, though. That's a problem.
I appreciate it.
I'm a legitimate fan, you know, and I try to be as objective as possible. But when things are happening in a fight, you get excited. I think I do my best to do it justice, but I'm not scoring it.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to be entertaining. Like, being a commentator is a weird job.
Dude, it's got to be. How much longer are you going to do it?
I don't know. I'm doing it less, and I like it more because I'm doing it less.
So how do you pick the ones you want to do? Pay-per-view?
Only the pay-per-view ones in North America. No more traveling.
No more traveling.
No more flying to Australia.
I need to get on pay-per-view big shows.
Yeah, Vegas, baby.
God, I love
Those
Vegas.
are easy. That's a 40-minute flight for me.
I love Vegas. Everything's open. That's the worst thing about traveling and fighting, right? You fight. First thing you want to do is eat.
Right.
And then it's 11 o'clock and everything's
Have a
closed.
steak.
Right.
Yeah.
Vegas? Nah, shit. 11 o'clock. Just
Yeah,
get
come
going.
on in.
Yeah,
Come on in. We got
We're
foie
open.
gras.
Yeah.
We got ribeyes. What do
Yuck,
you want?
foie gras. Let's talk about
Ooh,
foie gras.
I love that stuff.
Really? Goose liver.
Love it. Love it. Love
Yuck.
It. It's yummy. It's good for you.
No, neither one of those. It's not good for you, and
It's not?
not good tasting.
It's good. It's delicious.
Well, I don't know if it's good for you. You probably know more than me, but it can't. Something that tastes
It's
that
way better than the stuff I've had in my mouth. For
Something
the
that
past
tastes
half
that
hour.
oily, like a giant booger.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's delicious. People are mad that you have to force feed a duck. You have to force feed a goose to make them have their livers. The liver inflates. It gets larger when they get force fed. But meanwhile, you still kill them. It's so bizarre. Like, it's okay to kill them and eat them, but for a while in California, it was illegal to force feed them.
I've force fed a couple girls my goose.
Ha! That's not the same. Budweiser. That's it. Enough. Fat guy's running down the hallway. Did you hear what he said? He's force feeding girls his goose.
God damn it!
People get mad.
Oh man,
Yeah,
force
man.
feed a goose. I didn't know that was.
Here's the thing Anthony Bourdain told me, and then I looked it up. He said they actually gravitate towards the feeding pipe. Like, our idea of what a force feeding is, like, we think it would be terrible to have someone dump food down your throat. Their throats aren't like our throats. Like, they like, it doesn't bother them in a way. Like, there's some torturous shit that people do with factory farming, like making pigs live side by side, crammed in these cages, and cows, and living in their own shit.
But we don't talk about that because we love bacon.
Bacon is good. It's hard to get it from a wild pig. That's the thing about, if you love bacon, you love domesticated pigs, folks.
Yeah, the ones that you feed the finisher to and eat the bacon.
Fatten them up. Yeah, because if you
eat a feral, beefy, giant, muscular pig, no, it does not taste like that.
well, you can get bacon out of it, but the bacon, like, if you see a wild hog's bacon, like, which is bacon is like it's like what's attached to the ribs. It's like the lower rib
Right.
area. On a wild hog, that shit is like a quarter of an inch thick for all of it. And then if you get like a side of bacon on a fat domestic pig, that is a fat fucking slab.
Because he just lays around.
cut
A
that
feral
in-
pig is moving, on the move every day.
Hustling. Yeah, you remember that old the pork? It's the other white meat. Remember that? Yeah, that's not with wild pigs. There's nothing white about it. It's dark. It's dark like a deer.
Are you a pig hunter?
Yeah, I love pigs.
So do I.
You know what I like about hunting pigs? Nobody gets mad at you.
Yeah, they're like, come with a machine gun out of a helicopter if you wish. Please help me.
They don't give a pigs.
Mow them down.
Pigs just fuck. They fuck and they make babies
But
2-3 times a year.
Okay, why is that? Like, you post pictures of machine gunning pigs down, but if you machine gun a herd of elk, buddy,
Oh man.
right? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
crazy
there's
how-
things. Steve Ranella calls them charismatic megafauna. There's like this chain of charismatic large animals, and the biggest one is bears. Like, if you kill a bear, people will be so fucking mad at you. But if you kill a pig, there's a few people that are extremists. They'd be like, any loss of life is horrible.
Sure.
But those pigs, they destroy ground nesting birds. They decimate populations of them. They kill fawns. There's a crazy picture. Like, someone was like, deer's, like, why do you say that, man? They don't kill deer. Bullshit. Wild hogs kill everything. There's a crazy
Everything.
picture of a wild boar running off with a fawn in its mouth. And it's a
so I have
disturbing
pigs
picture.
at home.
Domestic.
Yeah, and they eat my chickens and roosters all the time.
Oh yeah.
If you get fucking within a pig bite away, like, you'll just see the fucking chickens eating the feed, and the fucking pig will just grab it by the head and eat it.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's
There's
what
a
my chickens
pig
look like.
eating a calf.
All the time. They eat everything.
Yeah. People don't understand that is a fucking eating machine. That's what a pig is. They give zero fucks.
But let's talk about how.
Look at that.
So look, that amazing wildebeest is eating a cheetah,
That's a wild boar eating a cheetah.
and then puts out. You feed a pig anything, and out comes bacon. How great is that?
Well, you have to get them domesticated, and they change everything about themselves. They don't become this sketchy fucking. There's one running off with a fawn in his mouth. Look at that
Look,
shit.
we're on. This is African plains wildebeest here.
Is that?
I feel like
I think that's a pig.
a feral pig. That's.
I think that's your pig. It might be Australia. Visit the page to see what the fuck that is. Yeah, I think that's just a wild boar.
All right.
See, that's the weird thing about domestic pigs. Is in Louisiana? Yeah. Yeah, that's just a wild boar. Wild boars, they get that real long snout, but they
Right.
don't have the same kind of tusks
Wildebeest do.
those crazy. Well, not a wildebeest. Wildebeest is actually like an antelope type species.
Right.
We're thinking is a warthog. Warthogs, the ones that have that swords that come out of their face. Those giant, huge tusks. That's a little bit. That's like the more extreme version of it. But those things that we have over here, that's a warthog.
There it is.
Look at that motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Look at the hair. Look at his mohawk.
Yeah, my friend Remy went over to Africa and shot one. He said
What are
it
the
tasted
things
just
coming
like
under
pig.
his eyes? What are the horns?
Who knows? Something to keep something from biting its eyes, I guess.
Fucking mean. Look how mean that is.
It's like gag reflex. So when someone tries to eat your eye,
That goes in.
that dick goes right in their mouth and they puke up your eyeball. That's a fucking hard ass animal,
that
man.
looks pretty vicious right there.
Fuck yeah, it's vicious. That's a hard ass animal. You don't grow those kind of tusks on your face because they're pretty. They attract females. That's an animal that knows it has a short window to eat as much shit as it can and hope nothing eats it.
Yo, do you know that pigs have spiral dicks?
Yeah.
Talk about getting screwed. That's where it comes from.
Is that what it comes from?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have spiral dicks.
So do ducks. We reviewed that in the podcast, and apparently I'd said that ducks have 3-foot-long dicks. I was wrong. This Andreas Antonopoulos, the Bitcoin
how could a
expert,
bird that's only 3 feet long have a 3-foot?
they have like
pipe?
13-inch dicks, though.
Seriously.
Yeah, they have giant, crazy dicks. Look at it. That's a duck dick.
So they come in hot.
Coming in hot. Because the females have been like programmed to try to prevent rape, and the way they have been programmed to try to prevent rape, they develop these like labyrinth pussies. Like, look at that in the upper right-hand corner, Jamie. There's a female pussy. Female pussy, as opposed to what? Boy pussy. That's what I get in jail. That's like the inside of a female duck, and they have like these little trap doors where the dick can't get through. So they have to like allow the dick to get through. And they can actually cut off the breeding process. They can choose
I feel like
what
that's
male
also in
impregnates
our
them.
society.
In a lot of ways.
It has to be allowed.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's super important in this day and
Super
age.
important for it to be allowed. they don't have a trap door, but it might be 10 years.
But all they do is rape each other in the duck world. They're just biting each other and raping each other.
I love hunting ducks. Probably one of my turkeys. Turkeys, pheasants, duck is the order of birds I love to hunt.
I've heard that turkey with a bow and arrow is the shit.
I love it. You can either center punch it or you can try and guillotine it off with
those
the big,
crazy.
I've missed every time I've tried. So
you got to get them really close.
You got to get really close, and you got to get him when he's up like clucking,
Right.
you know, like and when he and you got to fucking. And usually when you draw back, he sees you and they're out of there.
I shot the first one that I ever shot last year, and it was delicious. But it was a young one. It was only a year old. And Steve Rennell was telling me that a 3-year-old turkey is super old. Yeah. And most of them never live to be 3. But I was amazed at how big they are. They're fucking
humongous,
huge.
right?
Huge
Humongous.
birds.
I just went down. I got invited to a hunt on the real tree plantation down in Georgia, which I felt like was the butterball form. Like, I feel like they just let a bunch of turkeys out of trap doors and we just smoked them. No, I mean, we hunted for 2 days before we got one. But
you thought that going in?
Yeah, I was like, great, this is going to be like so easy.
They can't do that, though. Real Tree's like an established hunting brand. They have to make sure everything's legit.
It was fun, you know. We got the birds, and
they're so good.
So good.
They taste so much better. I mean, the same thing with wild pigs. They taste so much better than domesticated animals. When you domesticate animals, you fuck up the whole system.
But you have to like the game. Do you like lamb? Are you a lamb guy?
I do like lamb. You don't like lamb?
No, I'm not a big lamb chop
Really?
guy. Yeah, I don't like the game in it.
You don't like gamey food? I don't think lamb's gamey at all.
Oh, fuck, yes it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Lamb, huh?
Lamb.
Maybe you've had it bad.
I've had all lamb.
There's a restaurant over here in Woodland Hills called Brandywine. If you have a rack of lamb from them,
game on.
You might change your mind, Donald.
All right.
You got to go with someone who's preparing it correctly. Have you had it in a restaurant before?
I've had it in a restaurant. I've had it at my house, everywhere. I've had domesticated lamb.
See, I don't know what it tastes like to you. I think that's the weird thing about taste buds. Like, some people are into weird
That's a good
shit.
point. That's a very good point.
I don't know what the fuck they're experiencing. I'm just guessing based on my experience.
Yeah.
You know, like, I like really hot foods.
Yeah, like you like jalapenos and
habanero peppers. I like.
Fuck.
I cook with hot shit. I like it hot.
And you cook them and piss them off and get them even hotter.
Yeah, I like them raw too, though. Sometimes I try the jalapenos raw. I found out that just a little bit of cooking though is the way to do it.
Yeah, jalapeno raw will give you immediate Johnny Rocket.
Yeah, a little bit.
Holy fuck.
I ate 3 of them last night. Big fat boys with them genetically modified jalapenos.
And it was game on.
Yeah, they're like a duck dick.
Yeah.
It's a big ass jalapeno. But I I like hot food, but I don't know what hot food tastes like to other people. I just know what it tastes like
hot.
to me. But I know there's some shit that I can't tolerate. Like there was a restaurant that used to be here in Encino, but the dude died unfortunately. But it was called Chili My Soul, and it was an all chili restaurant. And you would go there, and they had like the Scoville rankings, which goes up to like 10, which is impossible to eat. But they had 9s. They had 9s, and they gave me a cup of 9s. And when I say a cup, I mean like a fucking thimble. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, really. I go, okay, I'll try it.
So you went 9.
Yeah. So he goes with just a little spoonful,
dash.
please. And I couldn't fucking believe how hot it was.
Sweating.
I'm pouring sweating like I'm swimming.
Why do you sweat when something is hot that you eat?
I don't know, man. I like it though. That's half what I like about it. At the jalapenos, man, I was sweating. It's just pouring like I was in a sauna last night. It's beautiful.
Eating your elk that you killed like a man with a bow.
Like a man. Like a manly man. Yeah, that's a freak out, man. That's probably my #1 addiction right now.
You're taking a vacation soon, going elk hunting, right?
I'm going on a bunch of them. I'm going on as many. I feel like if I wasn't me, and I said, man, if I was that dude, I'd go on a bunch of fucking hunting trips. I'm going on a bunch of fucking hunting trips. I give a bunch of meat out to my friends. I eat it all myself. It's all I eat. I very, very, very rarely buy domestic meat now. And if I do, it's because like I need to cook something that night. I got some friends coming over, and I didn't defrost anything, and I just got to bang it out quick.
Right.
For the most part, or if somebody wants it. But I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad when I eat
because you
domestic meat or a wild game animal.
Why would you?
You don't. It's a resource and a beautiful one.
And one thing, if you were a trophy hunter,
yeah,
and you just went and cut the head off, and you're like, oh yeah, I did. Me and Callan got him.
Yeah, we
but
got
no, you
him.
fucking
We got this leopard. And I'm gonna fuck its head,
suck its eyeballs out.
Yeah, there's something fucked up about killing things just because you can kill them. But
would you hunt a human?
It depends on how good they taste. We need to find out.
What do you think
Depends
a human
on
tastes
how
like?
cunty they are.
What do you think a human tastes like?
Probably like pig.
You think?
That's what they say. They call them long.
Who's
pig.
they?
People who've eaten them. Cannibals. They call them long pigs. They've actually.
And do you think what we eat, like, would I be a little sweeter because I'm a Skittle milk dud kind of guy?
Probably delicious.
I'm like beer battered cowboy.
Your hams would taste like Wagyu, like that Wagyu beef. Those fucking cows they feed beer to in Japan. Yeah, man, you probably taste delicious. Well, I know that like animals, they eat certain things. Like here's a perfect example: bears. If bears eat salmon, like a friend of mine made a bear ham out of a bear they call a coastal bear,
right?
And he said it tasted like you were eating like smoked salmon. Like they smoked a ham from a bear. It tasted like smoked salmon. It looked like beef.
You would have to taste like what you ate because you're putting it right. You'd have to.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is blueberry bears. Like bears in the fall that are stocking up on blueberries are apparently one of the most delicious things you could eat ever. It's supposed to be incredible. Like guys like purposely hunt only in the fall and only over blueberry patches just because they want to catch a blueberry bear.
You've never had a blueberry bear?
Never had it. It's supposed to be amazing.
I haven't either.
It's supposed to be amazing. It's supposed to be like one of the most delicious things you can eat. So yeah, I think, and when you cut them open, they smell like blueberries. Like their fat smells like blueberries. Their fat is purple. It's like a purple fat. There's like a video of it. Like Steve Ranella.
How many bears have you killed?
3.
Did you like make a cool necklace out of his claws or anything?
I have rugs. I have rugs that I made out of them.
Head still attached?
Yeah, the head's attached.
You have to, right? If you're gonna have a bear rug, you have to have the claws and the head on it.
It's gotta be there.
It's gotta be.
People are weirded out by it.
I don't think so. I think that'd be a pretty badass thing to have right in your centerpiece.
Well, I eat them, and in where I hunt in Alberta, they have to kill them because they don't have no natural predators. So this is Steve Ranella doing it on that show Meat Eater. But see how the fat has got like a purple hue to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes that stuff and he makes lard out of it with that purple fat. Look at it. See how weird it looks?
Right.
Yeah, that's fat from a bear that's been eating blueberries. See, but we have this fucking Jungle Book view of animals. So people look at bears like your friends, like they're your friends. Bears are all cannibals. All of them are eating cubs, especially the ones that we go after, which are all the males.
No kidding, they eat their own cub.
100%.
Wow.
They all do. They'll eat every cub they could get a hold of.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
They just do.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of that is because they don't have a natural predator. So I think nature balances itself out. And when there's no natural predator, I think
something has to evil out.
Yeah, I think what happens is these bears become predators against themselves. And they eat cubs, and they don't want competition with these young males that are coming up. And they also want the female to come back into estrus so they could breed again. So they just eat cubs, and they eat them for food. They're finding now that they actually go actively hunting for them. It's like, here's a terrible video of this polar bear killing this cub.
And that's the female there next to him, like, don't eat my cub.
The female's on the right, and she's trying to keep him off.
She didn't help out very much.
He's killing her cub right now and eating it. It's so common. It's 100% of the males eat cubs. 100%.
Could you fucking imagine getting mauled by a polar bear?
Oh man. Well, they're the most fucked up ones because they come out of the womb as predators because they don't eat anything but meat. They're the only bear that doesn't eat grass. They don't eat anything else.
Look at their environment.
They're there to eat seals and other bears. And the way they keep the population down is by eating each other. It's fucked up. And that's a simplistic description of it. I'm sure biologists would be mad at me, but there's definitely merit in what I'm saying.
There's got to be.
Nature doesn't do that with wolves. Don't eat each other. You know, tigers don't eat each other.
Wolves have a predator.
Exactly. I don't know what predator tigers have other than people, but I think maybe tigers have had people as a predator for so long that it kind of balances itself out. But bears, man, up there by themselves, polar bears, they just eat the shit out of each other. And then a lot of the places where bears are, like even black bears, like they're in these dense wooded areas where nothing other than grizzlies can kill a black bear, other than black bears. So they kill each other. It's a dark existence, man. And
Circle of life.
And for hunting populations, like the people up there that live in Alberta, they need moose, they need deer. It's like a main staple of these people's diet. Like there's a lot of folks that live up there that don't buy meat. So they have to keep those bear populations in check because they kill more than 50% of all the fawns, of all the moose calves. They're
just
killing
keeping
everything.
Population control in, hunting, like you said, it has to be done.
Well, people think it doesn't have to be done, but they don't understand the numbers.
It has to be done.
When you look at the populations of people in this country that die every year from accidents with deer, it's 200. 1.5 million car accidents every year in the United States alone with deer. There's no other way. I mean, there's one solution. They want to reintroduce cougars, which is, that'll work. That'll definitely keep the numbers down. But it's very tricky. You're bringing in an apex predator. And you only has a finite supply of food. You're going to have to bring in some people that are going to have to control those apex predators, and that's what we have in California. There's a bunch of people that are professional mountain lion hunters that are employed by the state of California. And when there's a problem mountain lion, they go and kill it. And it's all hush-hush.
Yeah,
they don't talk about it, but they kill 100 of them a year.
Wow.
And they're all filled with cats and dogs. They've been eating cats and dogs.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because that's easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Easy going. They got him in the backyard, caged up.
Why chase a fucking deer?
Right?
He's got swords growing out of his head. You might break a leg chasing after him.
When I could just prey down on this dog on a leash.
Stupid fat Rottweiler sitting in your yard with no balls. Why'd you take his balls?
Just makes him nicer.
Just jack him and carry him over the fence like they're a rag doll. That's an apex predator.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a mountain lion in the real world?
I have.
How close?
In my old tree fort at my cabin, there was one. I crawled up the ladder and he was in there laying on my blankets. And then he watched me for about a week.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
so you crawled up there. How old were you?
10 or 12, maybe?
Oh, my God.
10 or 12?
So you crawled up the ladder. You had no idea.
No idea.
You get to the top, and what are you looking at?
A big-ass cat laying on my blankets.
Is he looking at you?
Yeah, not really. He was just kind of laid out there. And I was like, oh, shit, and just went back down the ladder and ran into the house. And then he kind of just sat there for about a week while we were there and just watched us.
Oh, my God.
You just see him in the trees all week long. He didn't move. He just sat there and watched us.
Just took over your tree fort.
He did, little fucker.
Oh, my God. That's terrifying.
That's in South Park, Colorado.
Holy shit. And what was he eating while he was living in your tree fort?
I think he was waiting on me.
Wow.
He was holding out.
Holy shit. Wow,
yeah, I mean, the tree fort, it wasn't even that high. I mean, I bet you 8 or 10 ladder rungs.
Whoa.
Up a tree.
Holy fuck.
Maybe 200 yards from the house. I mean, it was just right there.
And how'd you know when he was gone?
We went home. I didn't know he was gone. We just left for the weekend. That was it. Family vacation was done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't live there. We just go up there and hang out.
Oh, fuck. God
Yeah.
damn.
It's fucking wild. Crazy.
How
I seen
far
a
away
bear. I drove by a fucking massive bear down the four-wheeler trail. He was standing right there next to me. I just drove right by him. I was like, oh, shit. I seen a bear chase a kid on a mountain bike.
Is this in Colorado?
All in Colorado. I was on
So
my
these are
four-wheeler.
black bears, right?
Yeah, black bears.
There's only a few brown bears in Colorado, right?
was
There's not that many.
It was definitely a black bear. But I did see a brown bear chase a fucking kid.
Really?
Yeah, chase a kid.
Was it a color phase black bear?
It might have been a color phase. I mean, he looked brown and big.
Yeah.
I was young.
Oh my God!
But
he was
we were
chasing a kid.
We were out riding our dirt bikes, and there was a little kid on a little 50, like a whole range ahead of us. And you seen the bear fucking hauling ass down the mountain after the kid on the bike. It was insane.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Apparently, more black bears kill people than brown bears. Apparently, black bears are much more likely to be predators on people than brown bears are. It's not impossible that a brown bear would do it, but it's more likely that a black bear would do it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been attacked by anything like that, and that was the closest I've ever been. But neither incident like raised a threat to me.
Ranella was telling me about this one dude that he knows who took someone he knows on the first hunting trip ever.
Right.
In the tent, gets attacked by a 500-pound predatory black bear. Attacks him, goes in the tent, is trying to eat him, grabs his head. The dude's friend comes in, shoots him, shoots through the bear, hits the dude in the wrist.
Oh, shit.
So the bullet passes through the bear, hits the guy, breaks his arm.
Of course.
The bear runs out, and then they have to chase the bear down. It runs into another tent. They have to shoot the bear. first hunting trip ever.
Well, they got it.
They got it. Yeah, I mean, what a story.
I've had a backpack and had a black bear and her two cubs in our camp. We woke up in the morning, unzipped the tent. I just took my 45 and just unloaded it into the sky.
That's good
Like,
move.
this is it. Oh, do. Yeah, and they ran off. But
Wow.
They were right there in our little area.
Holy shit. The mamas are the most
That's
dangerous.
what they say. The mama.
Yeah, they say that's the big thing that happens in like Yosemite or Yellowstone rather. In Yellowstone, when people are tromping around, they'll just fuck up.
Get near a cub.
And mama's like, I
No.
can just take care of this real quick.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
just rip you apart.
God, could you imagine fucking getting a tussle with a bear?
Oh
We are not equipped for that.
no. Do you ever see that video?
Not even with a spear. I don't even know if you gave me a spear
No.
and said, and in the red corner, right? I don't know. I'd be standing there like, holy fuck.
What is this dude doing with his club?
I just
He's
looked
batting.
up bear pictures on Google search. This was found on Google Maps.
Look at that fat Russian dude just beating the shit out of that bear with a stick.
That's Khabib's dad.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. If you gave me a spear, like the guy you talk about that killed a bear with a spear is impressive.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do if you're one shot and you blow it and now that motherfucker's like, zoop,
Mad at you.
mad and coming in hot? Did he
Not
have a
good.
sidearm with him?
I don't think he did.
So my question is, if I go spear hunting with a bear and I unload my spear and the bear mauls me, can I then shoot the bear with a pistol?
Yes, you could definitely shoot the bear to stay alive.
Stay alive.
Yeah,
Because the stay alive-
Alberta has an open weapon policy. Like you can use a rifle, you can use a shotgun, you can use a crossbow, you can use a spear.
whatever
I
you
think they're
want.
going to outlaw spears now because of the outrage, because everybody's pissed. Which I think is honestly a good idea because most people are not going to be equipped to do it the way that guy does. At the very least, I think if you're going to kill a bear with a spear, you'd have to go through some sort of
Spear chucking academy?
yeah, well, there should be some sort of certification course where they know you're competent with the spear. You know, because a spear requires massive physical skills. You have to be strong as fuck. You have to be a person who can throw a lot of weight. It's not as easy as like pulling a trigger. There's a lot of physicality involved in killing
Which
someone
even
with a
pulling a
spear.
trigger, I think, is a gutless thing sometimes. Like, you shouldn't just be able to pull a trigger. You should have to passive hunting. I think hunter safety, your shooting aspect should be a little more in depth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you should be able to just maim a fucking animal.
That's a
Wing
good
it.
point. Yeah.
Right? Like, you should have to put some groupings together or something. Handgun or rifle.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't be like, okay, yep, it's not loaded. You fucking know how to put the safety on, and you're 12. Go get them.
Yeah, I completely agree because when you pass one of those hunter safety courses, what there are is about
I was 10. I was
Yeah.
fucking 10.
They're easy to pass, but it's
Yeah.
questions. You just have to know things.
And you have to get 60% of the questions right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
You just got to get a D.
A D.
Yeah.
And then you have fun with your dad and his hunting buddies.
Yeah,
Hopefully you don't turn and burn one of them.
One of them's trying to fuck you. There's a way. There's a way to teach people to be competent first before you allow them to do it. I think that's probably the best way. But then people hear shit like that, like, you ain't infringing upon my rights. I'll teach my son how to do it. I hope you do.
I hope
we do. But if we're going to regulate it at all, it seems ridiculous to me that you don't regulate competency. Like, people should have a certain amount of ability before they go hunting.
Right.
Or before they go and shoot a gun at a range.
Any kind of bearing arms should
Imagine if they just gave you a car. Like licenses, do you like ask?
Well, that's
what's a red
basically
light?
what it is, yeah.
What's a green light? Yeah. What do you do when you hit a stop sign? And you answer these 60% of these questions right, and they give you a car.
60%.
And that's how you learn. You learn by driving out there in the public. Well, that's kind of what you're doing with guns. You know, someone passes a course, and then all of a sudden they got a gun. They're just wandering around. Like, you should know how to fucking
and
use
you go
that
hunting,
thing.
and then your dad's buddy's like, you got him on a 410. Let's give him a 12 gauge. God damn it! Right? Now you're 10 with a 12 gauge.
Yeah.
Having fun. Or a 300 Win Mag. Just fucking shoot, you know?
Boy. A 10-year-old with a 300 Win Mag. Boom.
Boof.
You just go flying backwards and land on your ass. Yeah, there's a way to do it. It's like meeting in the middle. But one of the things about like people who are gun rights advocates is they don't want to give up anything, and I understand it because they feel like if you give up any ground
if you
at
do
all,
give up, yeah, sure.
Yeah, the liberals are going to come in and they're going to want to take all your guns. People who don't have guns don't want anybody to have guns, and people who have guns want everybody to be able to get a gun.
I don't know how I'm on the fence on that one, but I carry a weapon everywhere with me. That's what I do. I have one in every vehicle, all over my house.
You and Tim Kennedy should get together.
We do all the time. We do all the time. You know, and I don't know. I feel like I've never had to pull my weapon ever, but I feel like if I did, I would kill somebody for sure if it pushed me to that point.
If you were in a position where someone's going to take your life, which happens all the time, it would be wonderful if you could talk someone out of that without having to shoot them. But there's a lot of people that don't want to believe that the scenario does present itself occasionally where you got to shoot somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah. It does.
It does.
Happens all the time.
You can't control. There's a giant fucking population on this planet. And amongst those people, you are going to run into the wrong motherfucker sometimes. Whether it's some Ted Bundy character, or whether it's some fucking school shooter, or whether who knows? You just don't know. And this idea that you shouldn't be prepared and that we should pretend that those people don't exist, that's just as unhealthy as someone thinking that everyone should be armed everywhere they go. We should all have guns laying on the table, and that's just as unhealthy. It's all of it's crazy. Like there's a lot of people here. We definitely need to work on being nicer to each other.
Being nice to each other, and me and Aubrey talked about this. I think mutual combat should be a thing that is allowed.
That's in Seattle, you know,
because
in Washington
fucking
State.
road rage puts me over the edge. Motherfucker, I will lose my mind.
Do you know why that is?
Why that is?
Yeah, why road rage exists? They've actually done, they've made a scientific explanation that actually makes sense. When you're driving in a car, things are happening at split seconds.
Right.
So you're in that car, people are changing lanes, you're moving 60 miles an hour, which, I mean, how many feet a second is that? You're flying by, right? And it requires you to be tuned in. Your senses are very tuned in. And because of that, anytime something happens, you're on red alert.
Right.
So you're engaging with people on red alert. Fuck you! Like you're in that car and you're already so ramped up. By the time you get out, you're like ready to go to war. And people that are like normally calm, they get in those situations and they're so fucking ramped up.
So ramped up.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's dealing with
Well,
that.
we should allow it to be done.
I agree.
Motherfucker want to pull you over, you should pull over and figure it out instead of pull over and then
shoot each other.
Well,
that
there'd be a lot less people honking their horn if you got to beat the shit out of somebody.
That's true.
They'd be like, yeah, all right, maybe not. Go ahead, and cut in.
Talk a lot up until the time the door's shut and they're standing outside.
Yeah.
And then maybe they try to talk their way out of it or talk their way out of you being scared. But there's a state, Washington State has a law, a mutual combat law, where you could do it in front of cops. Do you know that crazy dude, Phoenix Jones, who's an MMA fighter who I
don't know him.
You don't know who he is? This is a crazy story. He's a legit MMA fighter. Very talented kid. Is he Carlos Fodor's brother? Phoenix Jones. Anyway, he wears a fucking superhero outfit, and he goes out and fights crime.
Real life.
Yeah, and there's a video of him on a street fight in front of cops. Because Washington State, like, says, you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Okay, you guys are allowed to fight.
So you can smoke pot.
Yeah,
and
look
fight.
at this. So this is this guy. He's got this outfit on, and this dude's talking shit to him. Is this the?
Do you have any Warrior bars
See,
right here?
I don't, man. I don't. I got some other shit. So the guy talks a bunch of shit, and then he tries to walk away, and the guy's like, "Oh, you fucking pussy." So eventually, he winds up fighting this guy in front of cops.
Do you have to find a cop first?
No. You can agree upon it, but the cops won't intervene.
So you could say this is mutual combat.
Yeah. So look at this. There's a cop car. So the cops are watching. This is hilarious. By the way, this is real fucking recent. And this dude, Phoenix Jones, whatever his real name is.
So no weapons. You just say
No weapons.
No weapon. Mutual combat.
Yeah. And so the cops let him do it. See if you can get to the actual fight itself because it's hilarious.
Does he whip his motherfucking ass?
Oh, leg kicks the shit out of him right off the bat. And the dude's like, wait, what? A little bit before that, here it goes. So they go at it. The guy's like, yeah, fuck you. He's like, okay. He's dressed like a superhero, which is even more humiliating. He kicks your ass. So they start going at it. They're standing there in front of the cops. Look at this.
Yeah.
Whack!
Boom.
Right away. Ho, leg kick. And then he's bouncing, moving on him. And the dude's like, wait, what? Whack, leg kick again. Oh, shit.
Oh, he tried to kick back.
And the guy tried to throw a kick. And he's bouncing around on him. He's throwing jabs to the body.
And is that the cop right there
Yep.
off to the right watching?
Yep.
Why? Because if it goes to the ground, it's over?
I don't know, man. I think in
What are
case
the
the guy
rules?
quits. I guess if the guy quits, the cop has to be there to say, well, then it's assault after that. It's no longer mutual combat. Like, he's just kicking the shit out of his leg. And the dude's moving forward just in a zombie state now. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And then the beating comes down. And then the cops step in and separate it.
And say, okay, that's enough.
That's
and
enough.
then they're like, have a good night.
Yeah, good night, sir.
No police
Take care.
report.
Exactly.
No paperwork.
Look, he's doing it in front of the cops.
And
Washington State has some crazy mutual combat law.
How do we get that passed across the board?
It would stop a lot of fucking jabber, John.
Oh my God, would it? Oh man, would it?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that say things they don't really mean, you know, and they open up possibilities that they don't really want to take place.
Because alcohol.
Yeah,
They get froggy.
exactly.
And then when someone says jump, now all of a sudden they gotta jump.
Well, that's why pot's better. But because that guy got so froggy, he actually jumped and he didn't even know how to jump, which is the most ridiculous thing.
In front of a cop on camera. At least you could take an ass whipping.
The description of what happened here is kind of interesting. If you
Who
wanna read
wrote
that.
this? Just somebody?
So I think it's whoever shot the video.
Oh, he said F U N word.
He was going to walk away and leave, and the guy said, I'll fight you, right? I'll take it to your house. And then that's when he went to the cop and was like, all right, we're going to fight then.
At this point, Phoenix agrees to mutual combat. The two shake hands and the fight commences.
He says, fuck you, I'll bring this to your house.
Yeah, and right before he beats the shit out of the dude says, you know you don't want none of this.
Damn.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Mutual combat.
Yeah. Well, that can only exist in like them Wild West states. Like you get that off in Arizona, maybe New Mexico can pull something like that off. They can pull that off. That'll never make it to California.
California would be a mutual state?
They'd be like, we have to stop violence.
Or you have the guys pulling the guns. You have both sides.
There's at both sides, yeah. We have like a lot of people that came over here to grow sprouts and do yoga.
Like I don't think there's gonna be much mutual down in Compton.
No. Yeah, they have to learn how to fight first. If you don't know how to fight, that's when the guns come out. It's really.
I wonder if mutual combat allows weapons if you both have weapons.
No, I think that's not in the rules.
That's murder.
Yeah, have you seen that shit they're doing in Russia now? Where M1s having night fights.
Knife fights.
Night. Like knights. You dress up like a knight, armored, and swords and shit, and beat the fuck out. Yeah, I put it on my Twitter. I retweeted it today. A guy got KO'd by a sword.
To the face.
Dude, you got to see this shit. They hit each other in the head. They're wearing armor.
How
so they got
heavy is a
helmet
knight
on.
outfit?
Looks heavy
30
as
pounds?
fuck. They're not moving very well. I would bet it's heavier than that. Like, look at this. They're jacking each other with these fucking swords.
They're like modern knight. Oh, and the shield to the face.
Yeah. Well, there's some full speed versions of it, Jamie, where they like look at it. Look how they're whacking each other, man. I mean, they got.
So are they blunt swords? You think?
I think so. I think they're probably blunt, but
Look,
they're big
behind the
ass
legs.
fucking.
The behind the legs is not. Oh, he knee.
Oh yeah.
Behind
Nice
the legs
knee.
isn't guarded. I'd be going for.
Oh, look at this. You got a takedown.
takedown. I mean, this is real. I mean, this would be real life if that would happen. You just
Yeah.
smack. Oh, shielding him while he's down.
Oh my God, he
Fuck
shielded
yes.
him in the head.
When
This
does
is
the ref
insane.
stop it?
No, I guess they stopped it.
He did on his own. He was like, okay, you
Oh my God.
are dead.
Yeah. Wow, that guy he's trying to tap on the ground. He's done. Wow.
Oh, man.
That is
so
crazy.
there's no rules.
Where they're fighting looks awesome too.
yeah, they're in
middle
a
of
they're in
the-
a field.
Yeah, it looks like a place where people would fight with
Shire.
swords.
They're in the Shire.
The Shire.
Oh, hell yes. Look at him. Look at his face is beat up.
Oh yeah, man. He took some swords to the head. That is a fucked up sport.
That's a tough dude right there.
This is next level shit, right? I mean, this
I'll
is.
do it. Sign me up. I don't even know how to yield a sword, but I'll do
Are
it.
you in? If this starts happening in the United States, you're down. Look, what the fuck
Oh,
is
they have
this,
maces
Jamie?
and
5
come
on
on,
5 sword
come
fights?
on.
Oh my God, this is
That dude has
insane.
an axe.
Oh my God.
Look how big that guy is.
No, I don't even want to hear it.
Oh,
This
he
is
has an
insane.
axe. He has a real life axe.
Well, this
That's
is
the only way to fight a guy with an axe. Grab him. Oh, what?
Oh, look at the other guy
What?
hitting him
to
in the head.
head.
Oh shit. This is insane.
He's dead. He killed that dude.
He hit that dude
Flying
in the
jump
head with a
kick.
fucking
What
axe.
is this? What do you look up for this so people can fucking do this?
IMCF. 5 on 5.
IMCF
2015 5-on-5 France versus New Zealand. They have night fights. This is a new
Dude,
thing.
they have those guys had axes and maces
and they hit that dude in the head with an axe
7
many
times. Yeah, right. He's dead.
What the fuck, cowboy?
Oh
Jesus
man!
Christ.
Look, he got in
Jesus
trouble there because he
Christ.
put the blade to that dude's throat.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Boom,
Do that.
jump kick, and then put it to his throat.
Oh my God, you can't do that.
And he said, "Dude, you can seriously not
Stop.
cut his head off."
The referee, stop, too violent.
Yeah, but the guy.
How long before two dudes dress up in samurai outfits with no fucking armor
Bro,
and go at it with a sword?
How can you take an axe to the head 6 times?
You can't, obviously.
Well,
the guy went down. Like he
Down,
got
but I mean, how
shot.
come it's not? There's no blood. Look at the.
Well, I think because of his helmet.
I want the mace. Look at the
Oh,
mace.
but this is so crazy.
They're fighting for points too, and somehow they scored
Oh,
a
my
point, and then
God.
they
so
restarted.
you can't stab. I haven't seen any stabbing going on because I feel like that'd be my move.
Well, here's what's unrealistic about it. In the real world, if
The
people
2-on-1
were
in that
fighting
dude.
like this, they would be stabbing each other.
For
so these
sure.
fights would be quicker. So like, there's something about like using these blunt objects and not being able to stab each other that makes it almost more ridiculously brutal. This is a crazy fucking
Look how big that
sport.
dude is.
That's the mountain.
This is awesome.
They tackle each other.
I think when you're down,
You're down.
You're down.
Yeah, he seems confident. I wouldn't be confident if I was in the war. I would be thinking that guy's gonna stab me in the dick.
Yeah, I got to get up now. How crazy would war be? How fucking crazy would old time war be?
Old time barbarian style.
Just like
swords.
this. Sword, maces.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like if you're the guy and you're choosing, what would be your weapon? So
Bow
my
and
thing is
arrow.
like, yeah, oh for sure, bow
For
and arrow.
sure.
Sitting on the ridge,
Yeah.
sniping.
Yeah.
Imagine being the guy like, yep, grabbing your maces just like you walk into the Onnit Academy and you're like 10, 12, 20, or the fucking 3-headed 30-pounder. And you're like, that's mine.
Yeah.
What do you have, 6 good swings out of you?
Maybe. Especially if you're a guy who doesn't train.
And
they
then-
probably weren't really training that much.
And then you're fatigued and dying.
And then some dude's cutting your head off. And you get to see that sword right when it hits your neck, then you go into the afterlife.
You're 6. You're
Yeah.
6 good. You're lifting people off their feet.
What is this?
the ridiculous final.
21 versus 21?
21 U.S.
Oh
versus
my
Russia.
Look at the
God.
tiny pig pen they have him in. So
This is
where-
insane,
Oh,
dude.
U.S. is here?
Oh my God. Battle of the Nations, it's called.
Hey, man, I hate to tell you, but I just don't think the U.S. is going to do very well. No,
Against
of course.
Russians?
Well, I mean, I just
it's a
don't.
slaughter.
I just don't know
Oh.
if U.S. has much knight
Jesus Christ.
lineages. Do we?
No, we don't have
Zero.
a lineage in knighting.
0, right?
0. But does Russia? Do they have a lineage in knighting?
I don't know.
Fighting-
I think
fighting
I'd
with
want to be
knights?
on like the Scottish or the English team.
Yeah. They
Right?
Braveheart style.
Braveheart style.
Yeah.
For sure wins every year.
I mean, when you look at MMA and how crazy MMA is in comparison to boxing and how people have embraced it, this is like, if they figure out a way to regrow limbs, if they figure out a way like where 100% if you get your arm cut off, they can grow that bitch back. People are doing this, man. They're
Yeah,
gonna-
but not. You can't regrow your heart back or your head.
that's true. You can't stab them in the heart, can't cut their head off, but you can cut
So
their
that would
legs
be
off.
like that'd be like a 3-point stance
Yes.
or no kicks to the dick. That'd be you can't.
No eye gouges.
No heart piercing and no head chopping.
Yeah, that would be the rules. But you can cut a guy's arm off, and they immediately seal it up real quick, and they rush him to the hospital. You won by KO. Cut his arm off.
Or can you still fight?
They grow him a new arm.
I feel like
and
I'd
a couple
still
weeks
fight.
later, he's at the press conference with a little baby arm. He's like, "Fuck Cowboy," you know.
Next time.
Well, as soon as my arm grows back, I'm gonna kick his ass. Right now, I got a little baby arm. This motherfucker's getting bigger every day. I'm taking
You're
stem
thinking
cells.
movie arm grow back. Do you think it comes back little to big, or do you think it's?
I think it's like a sprout.
That's how it has
comes
to grow.
out like
has
little
to
fingers,
grow.
and then it has to stretch out and grow. Yeah, that's what I would think. Along the way, like an alligator arm. Like an alligator doesn't just grow like the whole thing doesn't just pop out. You know? They start slowly.
They regrow theirs?
Yeah, they regrow theirs.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Scary ass fuckers.
Gators.
They're so scary. Lizards regrow their legs.
Wow. I gotta love gators. I call them, those are my friends. I call them gators. They hang out on the boat, eat all the food, drink all the alcohol. When it comes time to fill that bitch up, their little arms can't reach their wallets.
Oh, those kind of. That's like T-Rex arms.
It's the gators.
But you can't make shoes out of them.
No.
They're not as cool.
Not as cool at all. The gators, baby.
Gators, when I was a kid, I used to live in Florida. We lived near Lake Alice in Gainesville.
Yeah.
And alligators were endangered when I was a kid.
Jesus.
Like they were telling people not to feed them because people throw marshmallows in the water.
Why do they like marshmallows so much?
I don't know. They love them though. And the gators would eat the marshmallows, but it was cool to do. We would get marshmallows and throw them in the water, and then they started telling you can't do it. They don't digest them well. Like these are in danger. We have to take care of them. And then from then on, they just slowly but surely overwhelmed to the point where like, okay, you can hunt them. Okay, you can shoot 500 of them a year. Like they have tags where 500 alligators can get killed by one dude.
500.
500.
That's some serious hunting.
Yeah, that's some serious hunting.
1.5 a day.
Yeah. Every day. Well, they only have a season, so they're doing way more than one a day. But they're doing a bunch of different ways. They're doing lines. They put lines.
So what's
in
the
water
line thing?
hooks.
They fucking put a hook. They swallow a hook. Is that what's going on? And then they're just
and they thrash around. You shoot them in the head.
Right, but they're essentially on a hook in their belly.
Exactly. You ever see swamp people?
I do, but I just didn't ever grasp. Like, does the hook in the mouth or it's in their gut?
It's sometimes it's in the mouth. It's like fishing. Sometimes I mean, if you have a line for like catfish, you lay out a line. Like a lot of times you'll catch them and they're barely hooked. Sometimes you catch them and they're hooked deep. So that's the same thing they do, and then they pull them in and they shoot them. But they can shoot 500 of this. I was watching that Swamp People show, and the guy had a tag limit of 500 alligators.
What does a gator pay?
It's a good question.
And what do they do with the gator besides make bitchin' ass boots for me?
They make bitchin' ass boots for you. They make.
I mean, do you eat gator?
Yes. Apparently, it's the highest in protein.
I mean,
it's
I've been to
higher than
Papados.
moose.
I've been to Papados, and you can get an appetizer alligator.
But you're getting some frozen bullshit. What you really want to do, apparently, according to all the
in
people
New Mexico,
I know,
I think it's fresh alligator. But
my friend John Dudley is an alligator hunter. He hunts alligators occasionally, and he shoots them with a bow and arrow. And he says that they're delicious if you get the gator tail, like right after the gator dies. It's delicious. It's super lean. You don't cook it very long. It's like one of those things you cook it like I guess you'd have to cook it like a pork. I don't know. I wonder if they get trichinosis like a pig does. That's a good question.
I'm sure they live in a nasty swamp.
Yeah, but I wonder if they're like susceptible to it. Because like when they eat it, I wonder if their body breaks it down the same way our body does or a pig's body does. Or a bear or even a mountain lion. That's where all the cases of trichinosis come from. But when they do that, apparently it's delicious. You take an alligator, freshly killed alligator. It's supposed to be really, and super high protein. Higher than even like moose.
Really?
Higher than bison, higher than anything.
Gator.
Supposed to be good.
500 a tag. And how many tags are given out?
I don't know. It's a good question. But
Like,
they're trying to get rid of them.
Is there 10 guys with 500 apiece, or is there, I mean, what's the...
It's a good question. I don't know. But I know that there's a surplus. There's too many alligators. Like, they're everywhere.
Whenever I'm down wakeboarding in Florida, I see them all the time in the water with us. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Get gatored.
Did you see that one video where that fucking gator walked on the golf course and it's a 15-footer? It's fucking. You've seen it? We can't show it because those fucking people. They got my Facebook pulled down. Whoever owns that
For gators?
for putting that video up.
Why?
They claimed it was their video or something. Oh, they linked a YouTube video or something.
20 million views.
Why
that's why they're trying to make money off of it. But look, we can see it. Look at that thing walking across the golf course.
Look how big that is.
That
That's
is
the gator
so
from Hook.
huge.
That's the gator from Hook.
It's so huge. And you get it into perspective when the guy comes into the focus in a little bit because the guy's filming this.
My
and then in a
God.
few minutes, the dude walks out. See, now you understand how big it is when you see that guy in front
No,
of
I
it.
understood how big he was when we walked past the huge sand trap.
Look how tall he is, too. That's what's weird. It's like how long their legs are.
And he hangs out at hole 9 in the fucking in the little pond.
Florida is so fucked up.
Dude, look how big he is. How
It's
old is
enormous. Oh, that's got to be an old alligator.
he? Wow.
I don't know how old he is, but he's been eating a lot of dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would eat that.
You'd eat him?
Fuck yeah.
How do you kill a gator?
Shoot him in the head.
In
You got
the
to
head.
shoot him
It's
in the
gotta
head.
be a headshot.
Yeah, it's got to literally be, there's a very small area you're shooting at, too. Like right behind the eyes.
With a bow and arrow?
You could do it. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. That one, though, man.
God damn.
There's another angle on him. Look how big he is.
Look at his mouth. Just
Look at his fucking tail. I mean, it doesn't even look real. Like, if that was in a movie, you'd be like, fuck that. That's not real.
Lake Placid. That's the
Yeah.
Lake Placid alligator. How much does he need to eat to sustain that little walk he's doing?
Oh, my God. I would imagine.
2 dogs a day?
I would imagine they eat a lot of fucking things.
Oh, he's done. That was it.
Look at him.
Game
He's just
over, sonning.
Lays out. What the fuck?
How close does this guy get up to him?
This is insane. People are living right next to dinosaurs. That's a fucking dinosaur. Look at the tail on that thing.
My God.
That is an insane animal.
What do you think? 15 feet? Does it say?
Yeah, they said it's 15 feet.
15.
They estimated.
Wow.
Easily 15 feet. It's an enormous. That's the high end. That's like the 1%er of alligators.
Yeah. That's impressive.
Let's bring this bitch home, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. So I think we've worked out a few things.
We have.
One,
170.
Stay at 170 pounds. I'm your new manager. And then we go straight from me to Chris Brown.
To DMT.
To DM, that's important. And America. But tell Budweiser to relax. Don't eat this.
Don't eat
swallow it.
Any man should not swallow.
Definitely don't swallow that. Just don't be scared of oysters. Other than that, I think we covered it.
We got it.
This was fun, man. We got to do this more often.
Hey,
I had a great fucking time.
Anytime.
Donald Cowboy Cerrone, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch him on Twitter, Cowboy Cerrone. Catch him on Instagram, Cowboy Cerrone. And
At his next fight, 205. Madison Square Garden.
Is that what's going to happen for sure? Is that all? We'll be able to tell
Allegedly.
you soon. Allegedly, exactly what it is. But it's going to be epic. Epic. Thank you, brother. It was
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
I enjoyed it.
We out of here.
Good night, everybody.